Welcome to the Devonshire Dis. Today, Luz and I are joined by AC as we talk all things Disney Cruise Line. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Devonshire Dis. I hope you're well. We're closing in on the end of March, and finally we've had a taste of spring down here in Devon after a wet and wild winter. I'm joined again today by Luz. It was supposed to be a sofa chat, but we've migrated to the dining room table.
We have. Hello, everyone.
We are continuing to count down to our 2026 Disney trip, and we have roped in today a very special guest because we are talking Disney at sea. So we thought we needed someone with a bit of experience, an experienced voyager, some might say, to navigate us through uncharted waters. Got a few nautical puns in there. AC, welcome back to the Devonshire Dis podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for having me back, and welcome aboard, everyone, to what's going to be a very wet and wonderful cruising episode for the Devonshire Dis as we learn all things Disney cruise.
I love it. There's going to be so many nautical moments in this.
So many puns already.
Loz has no idea what's about to happen.
I don't know what I've let myself in for with you two at this point.
You're going to love it. You are going to love it. Oh dear. So, cruise lining. Obviously, we've mentioned before in podcasts talking about our planning for 2026. We have never been on a Disney cruise. We'd never even thought about doing a Disney cruise, and then along came AC. And he's sold the dream to us. It is your fault, my friend, that we are heading out on this magical journey across the seas, Disney style. So, thank you.
You say it's my fault, but we'll have this discussion when you get back, and then we'll turn around and say, was it my fault, or are you just glad you listened to me?
I think it'll be that. For sure. Yeah, so we've obviously spoken on this podcast before about Disney Cruise Line. Listeners, if you head back to the episode that myself and AC had together, that's when you gave us all the juicy goss when it comes to Disney Cruise Line. And of course, we've got the Dis Load, Disney news that we cover with Luke and Kev. And of course, your segment is all about Disney at sea. Just for listeners who haven't obviously already listened to that episode with yourself on here, please go and listen to it. But for now, why is Disney Cruise Line so special?
Well, it's like the magic that you get from the parks without the chaos of the parks. So what's really good about Disney Cruise Line is, and it's one thing I've learned over the cruises I've done over the years, is you get the magic that you love from the parks and what really sells Disney to you. But what you do is you get it in an environment that is much calmer, it's more of a relaxing environment. And also it's just a whole new way to enjoy Disney. It's a way that you can't imagine you'd think you'd enjoy Disney. And then you do it and you're like, wow, this is really something. You really get to kind of get that magic, and that level of service that you get in the parks and in Walt Disney World is just cranked up to 11 here. And it's a VIP treatment experience with that Disney magic that we all crave so much.
Yeah, absolutely. When we've been watching vlogs and obviously discussing it together, it just seems to be that perfect balance of Disney entertainment with the shows and the events that they put on board. And then you've got obviously the experiences of going to wherever your destination is taking you, which is obviously extra special as well. But then you throw in Disney characters and Disney music and fireworks and all of this stuff that we've just been able to cram into our sort of research and hype from talking to you, talking to other like-minded Disney cruise fanatics. I've been talking to Bibbidi Bobbidi Candle, just a shout out there to you, because we have been speaking non-stop about cruising. They're as much as passionate voyagers as you are, mate. And
Excellent.
And there's just so many of you out there. It does seem like there's a big community as far as Disney Cruise Line is concerned these days. Do you feel that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've been cruising 2014, so I'm coming to 12 years of cruising now, and I've noticed as in the last, definitely the last few years, especially when I think the exposure from the UK, so when the cruise line started coming to the UK and people got a bit more exposure to it, that really pushed it for UK residents, and then also people, you know, who go to Florida regularly or on the other side of the world in America. It's an easy one for them. It's almost like it's a Disney vacation without the stress of a Disney vacation, and it gives you everything that you could possibly want. So the community is massive for it, and they're diehard. Disney cruises are, as you know, diehard for Disney cruising, as I am, you know. And most of them will, if you speak to the real diehards like myself, they'll turn and say that they prefer the cruising to the parks, and the cruising is the better way to get the Disney magic. Now, I won't dare have that argument on the Disload or anywhere else, but in my opinion, that's the way to do Disney magic.
That's incredible, isn't it? That, like, I know it's obviously been around for a time now, Disney cruises, but clearly the parks have been around for a number of years more, and it's echoed with people that I've spoken to who say, "Do you know what? Actually, I would prefer to go on a Disney cruise trip than I would to go to a Disney park these days," and that just blows my mind. It must be special if people are saying that, like yourself.
Yeah, and they're special for different things. Obviously, the parks have the history, the attractions, you know, all the good stuff of like walking down Main Street, seeing the castle, doing all those things. But then you get on a Disney cruise and you walk into the Grand Atriums for the first time, and you're just blown away by what you're seeing. You're seeing what is essentially like a luxury hotel that floats on sea, that gives you the characters, but you're not waiting a couple of hours to see a character. You're not having to virtual queue it. Yeah, you don't have the rides, but you get all the experiences around Disney that make it that level of special. But you're getting treated like royalty, and then you're going to places like Castaway or Lookout Key. You're going to these fantastic destinations with that Disney magic, and that's what makes it special. Is that you're going to see new places, but you're still getting that home magic that you love so much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So that's another thing. Obviously, the Disney destinations are one thing. Um,
Yeah.
Disney World, Disneyland Paris are obviously the ones that we've been to, and they're incredible destinations. And to hear that there is a Disney island, or now a couple of islands, that's a whole heap of magic. To have a private island which is Disney owned and Disney run, I can see that becoming a firm favorite as far as Disney destinations are concerned by many.
It does, and I remember the first time I went to, like, Castaway, and obviously I'm sold, you know, this private island in the Bahamas, and to me, I'm not a beach holiday person. The idea of spending a day on the beach to me was like, "Eh, not that great," but I'll go because of the location and what it is, and then you get there and you're like, "They've even made this better," and all you're doing is just lounging at the beach and just doing what you would do anywhere else, but they've just given it that Disney touch and that Disney magic, and you sit there and go, this is paradise. I couldn't think of being anywhere better right now, and I'm getting all the things that I love from my Disney vacation, but I'm getting that downtime that I desperately needed to kind of actually relax from the vacation, you know, because we all love Disney World. We love going to Paris, Disney World, all of them, but they are chaotic vacations, especially a 2-week Disney World vacation. We all come back and go, I need a day or two just to kind of resettle myself, because it's such a big experience. Whereas this, you get off the boat and you're like, yeah, I feel pretty chill. Feel pretty good. You don't feel like you have to kind of have that chaos, which makes it a bit nicer, you know.
That's good. That's good to hear because yeah, Disney's just mental, isn't it?
Yeah, and
It's
and
just
especially with us with young kids now going, you know, taking young kids halfway across the world to go to these places, as magical as they are, and it's the best thing that we could do with these, you know, with all our kids. It is stressful. It's a stressful trip. There's no arguing it. So it's nice to have that type of trip, but also be that little bit less stressful and give you a few days to take the edge off.
good. Good stuff. Good stuff. What an intro. That's got me hyped for what's coming in this episode. So we've mentioned on our previous episode that the reason why AC has come, not just that fabulous sales pitch for the last 10 minutes, but also that we are going to grill you with a load of questions that obviously have popped into our mind by speaking to yourself, by watching vlogs, and also a few questions that have come from the socials as well, which actually a
Yeah.
lot of them were similar to what we had as well. So it's obviously questions that need to be answered by the community out there. So
That bodes well.
yeah, it means we're asking the right questions, and it also means that you're going to give an answer to a whole span of soon to be Disney Cruise Line fanatics. So no pressure.
I will take them with stride and do what I can to answer them. Um, I've spent a bit of a good amount of time making sure I've got the answers as best as I can for everyone today, so as formative as possible. It'll be good, and I'm glad that people are asking these questions because they're questions that if you don't know, as we experienced when we spoke to James and Chelsea, when we spoke to Chelsea, questions that you may not have answered that you could have missed some bits out on, and
Yep.
that doesn't mean you'll have a bad experience, but it means then you've covered every base for yourself. So we'll do what we can.
We're just trying to make it the best experience, aren't we?
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, and if you can do that and you can go in with as much knowledge as you can, that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right, talking of knowledge, let's jump right in. So before we jump into the questions, just a recap of what we have chosen as our first cruise. It is on the Disney Wish. It's a 3-night sailing, the Bahamian cruise. We are stopping in Nassau, and we're also going to Castaway. And cabin-wise, we are staying in a deluxe family ocean view stateroom with a veranda. That is
you fancy. That's fancy.
So bougie.
That's fancy. I only stay inside. You fancier than I am.
Loz needed a balcony. She needed a balcony.
I don't blame you.
Television, a cup of coffee in the morning, looking out on the sea, and you're like, yeah, I've got this. This is me. I'm here.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And if we don't ever do one ever again, at least I can say I've ticked it off.
Trust me, you'll do one again. Let's be real.
It took me a fortune for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Let's be real. You're gonna do another one.
I think the second one might be booked before we get off the first one.
Yeah. Well, you'll get a discount. You'll get a discount.
There we go. There we go. The hints and tips have already started, listeners. I love it. The only way I thought we could tackle this, because there's so many questions that we had, was to sort of put it into some categories to make it a little bit easier, instead of being here, there, and everywhere. Because you know what we're like when we get talking. We could go on and on. So let's try and structure it this way. If we start right at the start of your Disney Cruise Line experience and talk about where you're sailing from, and also the check-in process as well, because obviously that's a whole heap of stuff that we've never had to do. It's not like walking through the gates of Magic Kingdom and pinging your magic band. There's a little bit more to it than that. So first and foremost, to start, we had this question come in: where is best to book cruise line trips? Is it direct? Are there other options out there?
So yes, I have always booked through directly from Disney Cruise Line. I've just found it's a much easier process because of repeat cruising, discount codes, and things like that, which we'll get into a little bit later. So I personally have always booked through Disney directly, but there's nothing stopping you booking it for a travel agent. And most travel agents will happily book it and do what those travel agent service will provide. And if you need specific bookings and things, they might be a good advantage for you to get those things, because there are some sought after bookings with cruising that you might, especially on Disney, where you might struggle to get them if you miss the time slot windows for booking, which is usually 120 days out for once you. No, it's not. I'm wrong. It is 30 days out. 30 days out for booking.
Wow.
So once you pay your deposit, you've got a 30-day window, and that's when you start to book your like your Paolo if you want adult dining, any special like things like cooking classes, any activities that cost an additional fee that you can book before you jump on board. Depending on your status as cast members will depend on when you can book, but for you guys as new cruisers, it'll be the 30-day window because you're straight at the beginning. So for me, I've always booked through the cruise line direct, and I've had no issue booking itineraries and finding things on the website. It's all there for you, and if you really want to, you can use the Navigator app at home to start to play around with it. And you can do like an at-home service. So you can download the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app, log in with your My Disney Experience account if it's linked. Your cruise will load up, tell you how many days you've got, and then you can go in there and you're at home, and it will start to let you look at the itinerary and some of the things you could already pre-book or things that are up and coming, and give you the time frames that you'd need for that.
Is that the same app you use when you're on board, AC?
It is, yeah, it's the same app. So if you've already got it, it'll just say, are you on board or at home? Tap at home, and then it will start to load things up for you.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I've downloaded it, but I haven't really looked at it, I've got to admit.
That's because it's my forte with that bit.
Well, it's very true. Yeah. Not the most tech savvy in the household, that's for sure.
I'm just nosy.
So that's how we're booking it. How do we request or receive a boarding time? And is it amendable? I see people talking online about different boarding times. How's that all worked out?
So your online check-in time, you'll get a notification again 30 days prior to do your online check-in and book your online check-in time. My recommendation for that will be as soon as your window starts, which is 4:30 in the morning in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
You can go on and start to book do your check-in things, your health questions or your documentation uploads, all done through the Navigator app, all done through on check-in at that point, and then it will allow you to select a port arrival time. So my advice will always be, if you can be up first thing as soon as the clock strikes ready to go in, you'll get the earliest arrival time. Means you can get there earlier and you can enjoy the cruise ship for as long as possible. So my advice would be go out there and do that straight away. Sucks waking up at 4:30 in the morning, but it's worth it.
And that's just a free for all for everyone. That doesn't make a difference.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, it's just that's the time. Obviously, it will let you check in at any point. It's not like it's going to stop you, but obviously, if you want the earliest time, then it will give you that. But if you decide to pick a time after, I think it's 3 p.m., then it's just a case of it's just you get there, you'll check in, and they'll just let you on the boat. But obviously, if you want to get there at say 11:30, 12 o'clock, you need an earlier check-in time slot selection for port arrival.
Interesting. What do you how do you feel as someone who's been on repeated cruises? Is there a benefit? Obviously, it's more time on the ship. But is there any other benefit for getting there so early?
The best thing that you'll probably get out of the early arrival time is just getting your bearings of the ship. If it's a new ship to you, it gives you time to get your feet around, get an understanding of the layout a bit, understand like where guest services is, which is quite an important point that you'll need for any point in the trip. Understand the lift situations, where the lift locations are. You can spend that time on your Navigator app when you're on board and start to get booking things and start to look through your itineraries and working out what you want. The characters will be sort of dotted around here and there. You might get the odd one just sort of roaming as sporadic, so you might get that opportunity. But really, the earlier you get on, the less likely you are to deal with the chaos of the buffet and the food at like peak time. So you kind of avoid that crowd. I'll get into a good tip for food when we check in on embarkation day in a bit anyway. So I would say my advice is get the earliest time. You spend all this money, you want to maximize that time. So I would do that. Frequent Pearl member cruisers who are like on their 100th cruise, maybe not. But for yourselves as first timers, even me as a gold member, I want to be there as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, you paid the money. Let me in the door as soon as the door's open.
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you leave that time open? Unless there's a reason that you can't get there for that time, make use of it. Enjoy the ship. Do that stuff. Get those early bookings, because if you get on there early, if you need to make a last minute change at guest services, you're not queuing for hours. You're in straight away to get those things done.
Awesome. Good tip. Okay, cool. So also that's on our mind before we actually get on board is car parking. Now we're car while we're out there for
Yep.
this, and we're hoping to take that car to the port and actually save our luggage and put some luggage in there instead of taking it on board with us. Talk to me about car parking. Is it a close proximity to the port? We're going from Port Canaveral, so I don't know if that makes any difference compared to Fort Lauderdale. Do you have to book it in advance? How does it work?
So parking can be done two ways. You can book. Well, there's multiple ways to skin this cat. There is on-site parking and there's off-site parking. So yes, you can book both in advance. I would recommend for the cost of it, book in advance with on-site parking if you can. Makes things easier. It's about $20 per day for a car cost. So for a free night, you put it at $60, $65, I think, give or take, to book for the free night. But you're right. The car park term will be the car park you go in is the same as the terminal port of your ship. So say if you're on terminal, I think it's A, B, and C, or terminal. Yeah, so terminal B, which is the Disney cruise port, they'll put you in the terminal's car park. So you're in walking proximity of the ship. So when you get there, what will happen is you'll come in, you'll have your port arrival time ready to go. Let's say 11:30. You'll arrive at Port Canaveral for 11:30. You'll drive into the drop-off bay. Loz with the kids, for example, will get out any of the bags you need. You'll take out there and then. This is how I would do it. It's the easiest option. Adam, you'll then go off or whoever's driving the car will then go off, You've got your parking ticket, go park the car, walk down, and then and then you'll go in through the check-in process together. But that's the easy way, because then when you can have the luggage handlers take all the big bags for you at that point, so you've kind of just carried it. You can just wait with the kids and just kind of let them see the ship and kind of, you know, get to ground of what's going on, while you just quickly move and park the car and off you go. Or you can all park together and walk down. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it, but those are the two ways to do it. I would recommend parking on site, especially for a first time. Just make your life simpler. You know your car's there. It's not going to move. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout. Are there any non-Disney uniformed enterprise people trying to nick our luggage?
Yes, there will be. But they will have high-vis jackets on, and they will be stood right by the boat, so you'll know exactly what's going on. They're not in a random car park in a random van. They'll be right there. They are tagged, so then you know exactly what's going on, so that you won't think they're stealing your luggage.
This has been a concern of his for quite a long time. When we talked about this, he was like, how do we know that our luggage isn't just going to get nicked by some random person?
It's Chelsea's fault.
It won't. I am yet to have that problem. Every time there's someone there with a tag, with a high-vis jacket and a tag that's like not marked to the security port, and they just take your bag, you give them a tip, $1 or $2 per bag, off it goes. That's it, done.
And then that's the magic of Disney, and it just poof.
Yeah, you poof, it's there.
Hi, Chelsea, if you're listening. That one's for you and James. Speaking of luggage must-haves. Now, again, I mentioned Bibbidi Bobbidi Candle over on Insta. Please go and check Bibbidi Bobbidi Candle out. But she mentioned hooks, drinks holders, which are kind of handy. Anything that you can think of that we need to have in our luggage?
I would say my advice for luggage is, if it's not super essential, don't pack it. If you want it as a luxury item, because all walls in your stateroom are magnetic, so things can just stick if you want to. Things like drink holders and that.
That is cool.
It's a great idea. I personally have never done that or thought of any of those sorts of things. I'm very much I only bring what I need on, because then I can buy a load of stuff while I'm on there to take off again. I'm of that opinion, not the take a load of stuff on me. Because you see people take like everything you could possibly think of, and then they try to buy more stuff, and then they're like, I can't fit it all in. I'm like, yeah, because you bought loads of stuff like we all would, and you brought loads of stuff with you, and you have the same bag that was already full before you got on the boat. So good luck. Whereas I'm like, pack a little bit less, and then I'll just buy a load of more stuff and not worry too much about it. But key essentials, obviously, anything you need, like medical, you know, sun creams, anything that you absolutely need, pack it. Anything you think, oh, it'd be cool to have, like door magnets, small, easy, compact stuff you can pack in that's decorative and makes it really fun for you, absolutely do it. I would say think how essential that is when you pack it. Yeah. If a drinks holder is essential, pack it. If you could manage by having it on the countertops and the tables, I'd probably just do that.
Awesome. This is interesting, actually, because you, and I'm sure you would agree,
look at me.
are just a routine overpacker.
Yeah, I pack for all occasions.
But also, you love Disney merch, so I don't know which side of the coin you're going to land here.
I've got no chance.
Well, it's a good thing that everyone gets 2 bags. So the luggage allowance for Disney Cruise Line it's per person. It's two checked bags, so 2 full suitcases can be taken.
I wish you hadn't said that, because that just.
So worst case scenario, you can buy a suitcase on board, fill it, and you're good.
No, we did that.
To go on holiday with AC, because he has got the right idea.
We did that in 2018.
And 22.
And 22. And 22, everyone.
Did it twice.
Nice. Disney Springs on the final day. We need another suitcase.
No, It was only 22. It wasn't 18. It was Penny's first year.
I thought it might have been 1. Okay, good. Okay, so we've only slipped up once.
So basically, it was Penny's fault because we bought too many plushies.
But I'm not buying a.
We all do it. We're all guilty of it. We're all friends here. We know what we do.
It's true. It is true.
But the suitcase might be really pretty.
Oh, I bet the theming of a Disney Cruise Line suitcase, I bet, is quite.
Yeah, it is. But it's really expensive, so be careful, because if you fall into that trap, you'll buy it, and then you'll be like, "Yeah, I spent a lot of money just on the suitcase, and now I've got to fill it with merch."
Oh, it'll be filled. It'll be
filled. You'll do it. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, so the luggage allowance for DCL though is, so it's 2 check bags per person, 1 carry-on bag, and then 1 small backpack item per person. So it's a lot. It's a really forgiving allowance, and there's no weight allowance within the check bag. So it's a very generous amount of luggage that you can take on
are
board.
kiddos involved there? Do they have the
Yeah,
same allowance?
yeah, kids are the
Right.
same allowance. Yeah.
Well, so you can take a whole. I know obviously we're only going on a free night, but I suppose for like transatlantic cruises, you may need
Mhm.
that sort of level of luggage. So I kind of get it, but that's more than I thought it would be. You're laughing because you think we're the next cruise
You're in
transatlantic.
trouble. You're
I'm
buying a
laughing
third.
because you've
You're
just opened a can of worms.
you're buying a second, if not a third suitcase.
Goodness me.
Oh, so silly.
Oh, we're in trouble. Something that's going to help me with the amount of merch that we will no doubt be bringing back now is booze on board the ships. I hear you can take alcohol on the ship from outside of the ship. Is that true? And how much?
It certainly is. You can. It's quite strict, but you can do it. So you are allowed to bring alcohol on board. The rules are you are allowed 2 bottles of wine or champagne at 750 ml max. You're allowed 2 of them, or 6 12-ounce beers is as they word it. So I'm not sure what 12 ounces in mil. I'm not that clever.
Yeah.
I would say a standard 6-pack of beers or 2 bottles of wine are allowed on board with you as you enter the ship. Now, as a mistake I learned when we went to give my sister's wedding is I bought a nice bottle of champagne for the wedding day. And I put it in my check bag, lost it for the whole trip.
Oh,
They took it
really?
away. So the rule is you have to put it in your carry-on bag, not your checked bag. If you put it in checked, they'll find it and they'll confiscate it until the end of the vacation, and then you collect it at the end, which I had to do.
Okay.
Um, so it has to go in your carry-on, which to me seems like a real pain in the backside. If you're carrying 2 bottles of wine and you're at pool deck and they're just clanking around up there, it seems a bit strange, but that's the rules they set. But I would say you can take alcohol with you for your room and do as you want with it. That's absolutely fine. But there are plenty of bars and there's plenty of opportunities for alcohol on board. Usually do a cocktail of the day for like $4 or $5. It's not too expensive.
Wow.
Beer was about $5 or $6 for a drink. I would say for if you're an avid beer drinker, such as myself, when I'm on board, I would get the glass mug. Get
Mm.
the glass thing, because then you get a bigger beer. I think it's like a 15-ounce beer for the price of an 8-ounce beer or something like that. It works out quite a good deal or something like that. In the long run, if you're going to drink it, so I would do that. And then at the end, they just give you a fresh, clean glass, to take off the shit, but you could keep it as a souvenir. So you get a souvenir. So it's a souvenir cup for your beer.
Disney and souvenir cups. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the alcohol allowances for bringing alcohol on. You are allowed to do so, but there are plenty of options and plenty of opportunity to enjoy alcohol on the ship.
Awesome. Good. Good, good, good. I mean, one of the reasons why we have a veranda is because we would like a glass of red after our Castaway day on the balcony. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do it soon.
Yeah, and you absolutely can.
Good. It's good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know.
It's good to know. Steering away from alcohol quite drastically. How about taking children in buggies or strollers on board? Every vlog that I've watched, I haven't seen anyone with a stroller. Is that not allowed?
No, you can take strollers. Yeah,
Oh,
strollers are allowed. There is no set rule for strollers. Obviously, sensible size. You're going to come with a big tow along, like cart
Wagon.
thing. Then there might be a bit of a question to that. But as a standard strollers and buggies, single or double, there's nothing saying you can't take them on ships. I would say if you can, due to the narrow corridors in the stateroom areas, and then, for example, when stateroom hosts are out and they've got their cleaning carts out, double buggies would be a real challenge in
yeah.
those areas. So I would avoid a double buggy and use a single if possible. But if you can't and you have no other option, double buggy's fine. I mean, people use mobility scooters in these places, so they're wide enough to accommodate a lot of these things. But for your own sanity, take a single if you can.
Yeah, good shout. We're umming and ahhing for the whole trip as to whether or not we take a double, because Disney tired and Penny's still of an age where she can sit in a buggy if she does get tired, or whether we just go single hour.
I would say while you're in the parks, absolutely use the double because it will be a lifesaver.
Mm,
There's nothing stopping you taking the double on the boat. You just may struggle a little bit with maneuvering it. That's all.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I think either way, we're probably gonna have to take one or the other, aren't we? What's it like on? We're jumping into Castaway, but what about Castaway with strollers? Is it accessible?
It is. I think they do provide some like I haven't seen them for a while. But they used to provide some like sand strollers, ones that
Oh,
can go
okay.
through the
That's
beach and
handy.
that you can use. But there's again nothing stopping you taking them off. You can use them. We did it for Riley, so
Mm,
when we took her, so yeah, there's nothing stopping you.
to be confirmed when it comes to strollers.
Yeah, something to think about. We'll either
Mm.
take it or a single, won't we? So it's just knowing that it's okay to take it on board if we need it, really.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Port Canaveral. What is there around Port Canaveral apart from the odd rocket that goes off in the distance and obviously a load of ships with a load of people excited to get on their latest cruise? Is there anything to do? Do we get there earlier because there's a good brekkie spot? Do you know anything about it?
Nah, there's nothing to do. Uh, I'm just being real. My recommendation on your arrival day is just try your best to get there for the time you booked for port arrival. Try and get there like 10, 15 minutes earlier, just to give you a bit of movement and parking. Around the area, there's nothing. You'll get view of Cape Canaveral and the rockets and all that sort of stuff. But apart from that, there's not. I would, because of where you guys are, I would eat before you get in the car, do all that, or eat on the way down, give you some extra time on the way down to stop and get breakfast, do those things. But don't get your hopes up that you're going to find anything nearby because there's not a lot going on.
That's good to know. That's good to know. We won't rush down even earlier to try and find something or see sights before we get in there.
No, I mean, you can see a lot of stuff around the area. You might find some stuff, but we've not. We've always just like eaten before, got in the car and headed down. Stop, you can stop at IHOP or whatever you want to stop at. It takes your fancy for that morning, really. But I would say don't eat too much, considering the amount you're about to consume for the next few days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I might even fast 24 hours in preparation for the amount of food I'm absolutely going to take down in 3 nights.
What a statement. That is never going to happen when
No,
it
I
comes to
doubt
chicken
it.
strips.
I doubt it will. No, no. I'm not going to be able to fast in Disney. We're there 3 days before the cruise, so there's going to be too many treats on that day before.
Yeah, it's optimistic, Adam. I'll give you that. It's
Yeah.
optimistic.
I'm still going to tackle a whole heap of food when I'm on board. Don't worry about that.
Good.
Right, check-in's done, or Port Canaveral and up to check-in is done. The embarkation day as a whole. Now, we've mentioned food in Chelsea's episode, and we've mentioned food in general. Chaos is the word I hear quite a lot when it comes to food. So how do we navigate the chaos of the first meal aboard?
So the first thing I would say is get there as early as you can, knock out as much of the crowd as you can because you're on board first. Gives you a bit more play of where you want to go. If you like chaos and carnage, Cabanas is your game because that's where everyone tends to go to. It will be chaos. You'll go in there, and if you're not a huge lover of compact crowds queuing for food, you're gonna have a bad time. So as I've learned from just experience, it's manageable, but it's busy. It's very
Yeah.
busy. It's very chaotic. It's really hard to gauge the food offerings at Cabanas on the first day because there's just so much going on. So you're quite lucky. You've got plenty of options on first day. So you can go to Cabanas if you want to. The pool deck options were for yourselves, which will be the Wish. So you'll have Mickey Smokestack Barbecue, Donald's Cantina, Goofy's Grill. All that stuff will be open to enjoy. So you can queue up for those things as well. Go and enjoy some of that food. And then if you want to brave, well, it wouldn't be Cabanas, actually, it'd be Marsley Market for yourselves. Either way, still carnage. So your options are there. Or if you really want to, this is what I recommend doing now, is one of the rotational dining restaurants will be open for lunch.
Okay.
So you can go in there, you stroll outside, take the kids in, and you have a nice, easy sit-down lunch. They have a special menu for like embarkation day. You can go in there, eat a few options from there. Much quieter, much calmer. Kids will sit down. They'll guarantee a table for you because it's a restaurant environment. Much easier. I would recommend that you do that.
Is food open from the moment you get on board as well?
The moment you get on board, there'll be food for you. That's the first thing they send you to. They're like, please enjoy the food.
Well, we take care of all the admin behind
Yeah,
the scenes.
we're dealing with other stuff. You go and eat.
You eat.
Yeah.
I like the
So-
soul. This is all we don't need any more questions. That's all we.
So, but if you want, it depends on if you've had a slightly bumpy check-in experience, you shouldn't, but let's say worst case, you had a bumpy morning, you're all a bit overwhelmed, bit stressed, emotions are running high, excitement's running high, going into the restaurant will just give you that time to kind of reset and bring you down a bit. I would recommend doing that. If you like chaos, yeah, you'll have a great time. It's great. If you don't, go there. But the options are all there for you. So you kind of can pick whichever direction you want, you can take. So you might say, right, I've planned for this all the time. And then you get there and go, actually, no, I don't want that. I want to go this way.
Mm.
And you can do that. And it's absolutely fine. You don't have to book in advance for the restaurant on Embarkation Day. It's just get there, they'll find your table, sort you out.
I do.
That is interesting. Yeah, and there was hit and miss, shall we say, at the moment, talking of chaos when it comes to sit down. But I think you could probably manage that at a table restaurant if it's not too hyper, because I think if there's hyper around hyper, he will be extra hyper.
I feel like the run to the restaurant will probably calm him enough.
Hopefully.
I can't remember off the top of my head which one opens for the Wish. I think it's 1923, which is like right on the main atrium. So you would literally get in, just dive left, and you're straight in there. It's easy to get to.
Nice. Yeah.
And that one's got all of that one's all themed around Walt Disney and Walt Disney animation. Lots of cool things to look at in touches to Disney animation in that restaurant. So they might enjoy that. But you guys can kind of just do as you see fit on the day and what's all to work. It depends on how your day's going, will depend on what you decide to do. Just remember if you don't pick one on the first moment, it's not the end of the world. You've got plenty of time to try all the food while you're there.
Yeah, it's good to have options. I'm glad they do those sort of options, because they could very easily have just said the buffet's open. So
Yeah.
So it's good
Yeah,
that they
and
have all options, and obviously the sit down as well.
yeah, and I will warn you on buffet on Embarkation Day, people are savages. So
Is it a dog eat dog world on day one?
pretty much.
I look forward to it. Elbows out. Awesome. Let's talk about pools. How early are the pools open?
The pools should be open when you enter the ship. They should be again functioning and opening, ready for you on Embarkation. So by the time you get the ship, they'll all be operational for you, ready to use. So for your enjoyment straight away.
Well, that's good. So you would recommend putting your pool gear in carry-on with you?
Yeah, I would. For you guys, especially with if Noah's getting itchy and needs to burn off some steam or anything, the Toy Story splash pad up on deck 12 for you guys. That'll be a great place for him to go. Just take swimming kit for him, let him run riot, have a good time, and you guys can enjoy it as well. Have some fun with them. But yeah, take swimming equipment and any sun creams or anything you need in your carry-on luggage, because then you've got it ready to enjoy the pool.
Yeah, good shout. I can actually see that. Like in my mind's eye, I can see Noah running around that Toy Story splash pad all morning. So yeah, that's a good tip.
And Penny
That's
with
a
an
good
ice
tip. And Penny with an ice cream with me. I'll be there with the ice cream as well, to be fair.
Why?
Minding
splash pad?
Noah in the splash pad.
Sounds like a you holiday, not a me holiday.
Yeah,
Don't worry, lads. You'll get your time on Castaway. Don't worry, you'll get your time.
That's true. Yeah. And the merch shop when it opens, when we're out to sea.
Yeah.
And the suitcase.
Sail Away show. Now, we've seen it from all different angles and vlogs, and we're intrigued to hear your thoughts on where's best to see the Sail Away show after you've done your muster drill, because there's people who go down the bottom, surface level show, but then I see a lot of people, obviously in the 2026 world, holding cameras up, getting that footage, maybe holding a kiddo up, and we don't want them to miss out. So would you recommend there, or would you recommend above it?
I guess the question you ask is how much do your kids like to be involved in what's going on So do your kids get involved? So if it's like a participation thing, do they get involved? Do they want to be at the front dancing, me and Mickey and the guys and all the characters when they do their show? If they're not that bothered by it and they just want a good view of what's going on, I would say go up a deck and look down because you get a clear view of everything. If the kiddos are really like, I want to be dancing as close as I can, I want to get right up as close, go down to that level, get there a little bit earlier. Most people are pretty good with little kids and like letting them go up front to get a good view, and just let them, they're safe, they're on a boat, they're not going anywhere.
True.
Just let them enjoy that if that's what they want. I personally have always had a top view, but we haven't been on one with the kids at their age where they'd like to get engaged with that. But I can imagine looking at my kiddos now, we will be front and center up at the front with the characters right up there.
Yeah, good shout. I don't know about ours. I think Noah would probably be stood right next to Donald on stage. Like there'll be no stopping him.
That's my worry.
And that is the worry. Maybe we should just put him upstairs so he doesn't do that. And Penny would get involved, I think, at this age as well. But I also think she's at an age now at 7 where she would like to see it all and take it all in. And I'm a bit hesitant of just having her sideline blocked from people trying to capture footage or capture footage with their family, which is obviously the name of the game when you want to try and capture your memory. So
yeah, of course.
Don't know what we'll do. We'll have to gauge how the kiddos are on the day, I guess, and see. The good thing is it looks like there's a great view from all angles, which is good.
You won't have a bad view. It just depends on, like you say, the best way to take Embarkation Day if you want the best possible day and as less stressful as possible is just gauge how the kids are doing, gauge how you're doing, work around it. Don't force yourself to be like, I must see this and I must eat this and it must be this perfect thing, because you'll just ruin the experience, because Embarkation Day is chaos from the get-go, and it can be really overwhelming, especially for new cruisers. It's a big thing. There's lots of crowds because everyone's congregating. The first day of a Disney cruise is like Magic Kingdom, really busy, if that's how it feels. And then about 2 hours after you moved and the sailaway party's gone, it feels like a ghost town and you barely see anyone. It all gets really calm and everyone starts to separate out. So just for those that up to that point, just read how the family's doing all together, how you're all feeling and what's going on, and just take it in stride. If something doesn't work or something's not happening or it's getting too stressful, don't ruin it. Don't let it overtake everything and ruin it. Just take a step back, do what you need to do to reset yourselves, and don't put that pressure on it. Just see that if the kiddos are getting too antsy and they really struggle with it, just take them on top deck, let them see down on the sailaway party, give them the view of it, and then just take a step back and relax. That's it.
Good advice. Good advice. Definitely. Yeah, we will gauge the level of chaos or the level of tired.
Or both.
Or both.
You don't know until the day. You could have a great day. You could be all in a fantastic mood. The excitement's there. Everyone's great. And it'd be fantastic. You might find Noel is particularly tired that day, or, you're particularly tired that day. And you're like, I haven't got the energy to manage it. So we're going to just take that step back.
Yeah, good. We have to see it. That's the main thing for me. It's like I have to see the sail away party.
You've got to see it. It's just how you see it.
Absolutely.
As long as you see it, it doesn't matter.
I'm happy.
The kiddos will still love it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. As with the big kiddos as well. It's on the must-do list. It's on the Stacey must-do list.
It is a must-do.
Absolutely. Cabins on Embarkation Day, when do they open up? And we mentioned it earlier, cases will just magically arrive. Will they be inside?
Yes.
Or will they be outside?
So the cabins usually open between 2 and 3 o'clock, depending on how operations are going. Normally by 2 o'clock. It's normally 2 o'clock realistically that you've got access to your cabins. But they'll announce it. They'll put an announcement out saying, rooms are ready. Please go to your stateroom whenever you're ready to do so. Your luggage may not be there on arrival. It's meant to be, but again, you've got all these people, lots of luggage. It's not always there straight away.
Sure.
It will just appear outside the front. It will be by your door ready to take in when you get there. If it's not there when you get there, you'll come back at some point and it'll be there for you.
Awesome. Good. Good, good, good. One of the things about the cabins that absolutely has blown my mind is the room service options. Can you tell that I'm ready for the food? But room service options and times that you can use room service, and also tipping wise and grats, is it per order? How does room service work?
So room service is probably the greatest thing that they have on DCL, purely because when it opens again, I think it's usually around 2 or 3 o'clock on first day. It's 24/7, so it's
Wow.
just open whenever you want.
I
It's
didn't know that.
24/7.
I thought
It's
there was a
20.
time limit. That's amazing.
No, it's 24/7. Usually you'll expect in really busy times, it could be like an hour for it to be dropped off to the room. Quiet times, 10, 15 minutes, give or take. But yeah, it's 24/7. Just you've got the menu in your room, pick what you want. There are a couple of secret things that aren't on the menu that you can order from room service, i.e. your Mickey bars. That's the only way you can get them is if you ask for them on room service.
Oh wow, really?
That's the only way you can get them. There are only two ways to get Mickey bars on board, and that's room service or at your rotational dining.
Wow.
Um, but it's 24/7. So if for any reason Noah's up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're just like, man, I need something to eat. I can't deal with this. You ring them, they'll bring it.
Nice, nice. A 3 a.m. premium Mickey bar. I like
Yep.
the sound of that already.
Yep. Gratuity. So it will depend on the order. It's based on order. So if it's like a small order, like a couple of Mickey bars and a couple of cookies, I would say you're like $1 or $2 tip. Realistically, is quite fair. For larger orders, if you're doing like the whole like your dinner for the night is in there, I would be looking at $4 to $6, give or take, for the order.
Okay.
It's all discretionary at the end of the day. There's no set expectation, but just be sensible, be reasonable with it. You know, if they're coming, if you ring them and they're there in 5 minutes, you're probably going to gratuity a little bit more. If you're like, damn, that was quick. But you
Very
know,
true.
it will depend. But it's realist. I think realist. I averaged about $4 every time they did a drop off. I said about $4 was like fair,
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
considering they're just moving it down. But yeah, if you want but the whole menu's on for 24/7, so you can have chicken tenders, burger, and premium bar at like 3 in the morning if you so wish.
That's wild, isn't it?
See, the merchandise is going to be dangerous for you, but room service 24/7 might be dangerous for me.
And at least that doesn't cost you any extra.
Very true. Very true. I'll take a $4 tip over a $200 suitcase. Yeah.
No comment.
Amazing. One of the things that we have to request when we're in Disney resorts with the kiddos is bed rails. How do bed rails work on cabins? Are they built in? Do you have to request them?
So the best thing would be is if you can ring DCL prior to your cruise, give them a
Okay.
call, make the request there, so that's a note on your room requests. It's one of those where I think you can do it through the Navigator app. I've never been able to find it, so I've just rang them. It's easier. Give them a
Right.
call, explain it. They can book it. If you need bed rails, nappy dispenser holder, like nappy dispenser for nappies and things like a bin, they'll provide you that.
Ooh.
Like if you need a cot for any reason, I don't think you will, but if you do, you can have all those things. So give them a call, they'll put the request in, and then if for any reason it doesn't arrive, or if you couldn't request it, then you can ask the stateroom host when you're on board, and they should be able to accommodate. But I can't guarantee that because it will depend on how many have been requested. There's only X amount of them.
Oh God, yeah. Can you imagine that they've got like several hundred bed rails just stored away somewhere, hoping that someone's going to ask them? That's
But
mad.
then we should only need one because Penny will be on top bunk anyway.
Yeah, true.
That will be railed. So top bunk, if you've got bunks, top bunk will obviously be railed for safety.
Yeah.
Bottom, you might need to get an additional one.
Only need
But just
one.
ask them. Just give the cruise line a ring. They'll accommodate you. They're fantastic when you ring them.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of beds, because we've eaten a load, so now we need a nap. Turn down services, are they automatic? Do we need to request them?
All turn down services and all cleaning services from your stateroom host are included and set as standard. So as far as you're
Right.
concerned, you'll get there. You'll get in your stateroom the first time round. It'll be immaculate. You'll go to dinner. You'll come back. They'd have cleaned it and put a turn down service on. You'll go to sleep. You'll do what you got to do. You'll wake up the next morning. You'll go to breakfast. You'll come back. They'll have cleaned it. Be made up for the day. Then you'll come back for an afternoon nap, and then they'll have another clean. in the mid-afternoon, and then you'll go for dinner, and then your turn down service goes again. Anything to do with the bunk beds, don't touch it. They do all of it. They'll put it
Wow.
away. They'll set it up every night, every time.
So cool.
That's incredible, isn't it? That level of service with the amount of people that are on these cruise ships. It's just
Oh,
that's
it's
phenomenal.
it's bananas. The stateroom host will have like 20, 30 rooms, maybe even more allocated to them, and they'll just do that for all of them.
Wow, my goodness. I mean, you got to hand it to them. Like, it's probably something that which you wouldn't necessarily consider as well, because obviously you're thinking about people in the restaurants that are helping you out, or the entertainment, and so on and so forth. But the fact that you've got your cabin host doing that level of service for you for everyone aboard is phenomenal.
And I guarantee you, because it's happened to me every time, they will remember your name. They'll remember what plans you booked for the day. They'll remember everything, and they will talk to you about your plans for the day without fail. If you speak to them and you run into them, and they'll ask those questions, they've obviously are trained in a very specific way to pick those details. And when you talk to them, they'll go through all of that again.
That's the
It's
Disney magic.
wild. The level
Quite
of service that you get is unbelievable, and they'll remember everything without fail.
Wow. Wow. I'm looking forward to late night chats when the kids are in bed and I'm running off for a premium bar, just like, oh, did you enjoy your day? Yeah, I did. Yeah, thanks for turning down the bed.
You won't be running off.
Oh, we'll rotate.
You'll have phoned.
Well, no, that's very God, that's very true.
They'll knock on
Yeah.
your door. They'll knock on the door. You won't be running anywhere. You anything, you just pick up the phone in your room and they'll bring it to you.
Oh, Adam.
Oh my goodness, what is
Running. Who are you?
What is
The only
going
thing the only thing you'll need to go up to is top deck to get drinks. So that's about it.
That's fine. I need some exercise for the amount of food that I'm going to eat. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. We threw this one on quite late in the day because we heard about it recently, and I don't even know what it's called. Is it like fishnet or stockings outside your door, and that whole is it like a community aspect? Obviously, it's not an official thing from what I've seen.
Yes, it's almost like pixie dusting. It's the best way
Right.
to describe it, in the sense of what you'll do is you'll put your little basket out. It's not something I've ever done. But you see it all the time is people who've got like, it's almost like the best way to describe it. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. It's like, you know, like the IKEA shoe rack things, like the fabric shoe racks you always your shoes in. It's like those. That's the best way to describe it. Is one of those. People hang them up on the like the door number. There's like a little fish hook thing you can hook things on, and they put in and they'll put little gifts in there of people to take, or but the expectation is some of them put something in that for them as a gift. And it's kind of like, it's just like a small gift exchange process that you all go through. So people will go around the ship, find rooms, they'll plop one in and they'll take something out. And it's a whole community. It's not something
Right.
I've ever been involved with, but it's a whole thing.
Is it a DCL thing, or is it just cruising in general?
Well, I think it's a DCL. It's a DCL thing, but I do think that on those ships. Well, I don't know if I don't really know is the honest answer, but from a DCL point of view, yes, it's a DCL thing.
Wow.
I've not been on any other cruise ship, so I couldn't tell you if there is that going on.
You hear about like the hiding of ducks and so on and so forth on cruises and stuff like that, but I've never heard of, putting like little stockings outside your door and exchanging gifts. Yeah, just that
Yeah.
intrigued me when I saw that come up on a vlog. Interesting. Right. Well, now we are moving on to my favorite subject. If you haven't already got that hint, let's talk about dining, shall we? Dining rotations. I hear about it. I know there's a load of different restaurants on board. What is dining rotations?
So, rotational dining is the way that Disney Cruise Line does dinner and food service for the evening. A lot of cruise ships will do like a main dining hall, and then you'll have like premium dining options you can pay on top. It's not how Disney Cruise Line do it. What they do is every ship has 3 restaurants built into it. And what you'll do on your voyage is you'll do rotational. So one night you'll be at one, then the next you'll jump to another, and the next you'll jump to another. And it's guaranteed within your voyage you'll sit at all 3 of those restaurants. And then if you're on a longer sailing, you'll then rotate through them with different menus.
Oh,
And that's kind of how Disney do their dining for the evening. Obviously, it's not mandatory. You don't have to do it because you'll have the pool deck options and room service for food if you decide to go down that route. But it's there for you to use, and I would recommend you do it because the food at rotational dining is sublime, and the experience is absolutely fantastic. And even for kiddos, they will get treated like like royalty, and they'll have a really fantastic time.
Is Cabanas / Marceline Market open at the same time or no?
No, it's not. They don't. So Marceline Market only operates up until I think it's like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Then it stops service for the evening. It used to be back in the day. It would operate for dinner as well as an option, but they've now stopped that. I don't know why, but yeah. For yourselves, it will be the rotational dining, pool deck options, or room service. But for a 3-night cruise, do your rotational dining.
Yeah, definitely. Those restaurants just look incredibly themed, as well as obviously the high quality level of food. Is there a favorite from your perspective when it comes to
So,
rotational dining?
for in general, if I'm gonna generalize it, it's Animator's Palette. But unfortunately, on the Wish, you don't have Animator's Palette. So you have 1923, Arendelle, A Stir, Frozen Story, and Worlds of Marvel. Of mine, when I went on the Wish, 1923 was my absolute favorite. The trio of pasta that they did for the starter was like unbelievable. And then I had a fillet steak and a rack of lamb for main.
Oh,
Ate both. It was fantastic. And then I had like 2 or 3 desserts, and it was just brilliant. But you won't be disappointed. And that's the beauty of the rotational dining as well, is when you have like the menu, you'll have your option for, you'll have your starter, you'll have a soups and salad option, then you have your mains, and you have your desserts, and you have small plates if you choose to. You could order the entire menu if you wanted to, and it's just absolutely covered in what you want. No one will care. They'll just let you do it.
this is
So-
wild to me.
So like if you want to have 2 starters, 2 soups, 2 mains, 2 desserts, you can ask it, they will give it to you.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It's just like I don't know if it's just British in us, but you see a menu like that for the first time and you'd be like, yes, I'll have one starter, yes, I'll have a main, and I'll have a dessert, please, thank you, and I'll go home happy. But I've seen so many different vlogs, and obviously we've spoken about it, where you've got 2 options and you can't choose. Now you can have both. That's incredible.
Yeah, and the beauty of this is if you're not necessarily an adventurous eater, but you're like wanting to try a few things, this is the type of place to do it, because you're not then under any pressure to like eat all of it. If you don't eat it, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not advocating food waste here, but I'm saying in a sense of if you want to try something new where you wouldn't necessarily want to pay money for it additionally, this
Yeah.
gives you a good avenue to try something new. I remember my greatest one is in 23 when we did our Norwegian cruise from Southampton. They did like a lobster night as one of the nights, and
Oh,
I had like 4 lobster tails. Just asked for 4, and I got given 4.
that's
And then
incredible.
no one batted an eyelid. I just said, "Can I have that?" And they went, "Yes, sir."
Wow.
And that was it.
I mean, I do like a bit of lobster. I think, like, not to steer off our first cruise, but that Norwegian cruise looks quite special. I think that's something which might be in our future if we do get into cruising like that.
Bucket list, isn't it, for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was it was a really good experience. But the rotational dining is really good for that. You've got plenty of options. The kiddos have their own separate kids menu. Again, they can order as much or as little as they want. I would say the kids menu is quite beige, would be the best way to describe it, which is what kids, for kids,
Yes,
that's great. If that's what they want, awesome. But if
Safe.
they want to, yeah, it's safe, exactly. But they can also order off of adults menu if you wanted to try some bits as well.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, I think, well, Noah will eat anything and he'll graze, whereas Penny's quite particular with her food, so it's good to know that there are options there for a bit fussier eaters.
Yeah, and usually it's like your chicken tenders, fries, burger, pasta for the kids menu and stuff. But if they are, or if you as parents have got that like beige guilt of holiday where they've eaten nothing but rubbish, you kind of want to stick something a bit better in them, you can also request those things as well.
Yeah, good. While we're on the topic of beige, you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Chicken tendies is apparently a thing when it comes to cruising. Have you
They
heard
are.
of this? Are they special on a DCL?
They are, but I would say they're not really any different to the ones you get at the parks.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So I would, that's me personally. But then also, I love a chicken tender, but I'm not like it's the go-to thing for me. When I'm on the cruise, I'm looking for like the more adventurous foods and trying things. They are really good and they are great, but I would say they're no different to the park tenders. I assume they're the same,
Interesting.
but they're still fantastic. So if you like a park tendy, you'll love a cruise tendy.
Good.
Curveball from me. What are these churro Mickey waffles that people talk about?
Ooh.
Oh, churro Mickey waffles. Now that is
I've shoved it
a
in the
good
wrong
one.
place, I think, because I'm pretty sure we talked about this on the last day.
So churro Mickey waffles are what they all came from a thing that was like a food and wine or like a one-off thing in Disney World.
Wow. Okay.
It was like a special thing they did there. And then the cruise line just kind of ran with it. And now what they do is either on your final full day, so for you guys, it'll be like your final sea day, like your final day of your cruise, or your last sea day, depending on the itinerary. They'll bring out churro Mickey waffles, and what these are just Mickey waffles that are cooked with cinnamon and sugar, and cooked in this thing. And obviously, being on a Disney Cruise Line, you can eat as many as you want.
Oh my
So you
goodness.
can have like a stack of these churro Mickey waffles, and they are elite. I remember it was on the Norwegian that we first came across them, and I was like, "Oh, these! Never seen these before. These are new." Tried them, and I think I had like 10.
That's gonna be me, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, they were fantastic. And they've become like a Disney Cruise Line cult thing overnight, and now they're just like permanent, and they do it every voyage.
Oh, okay, good. We're not gonna miss out on it as well, so that's good to know, because that needs to be in my life for sure.
Mm,
They look immense.
they
Yeah.
are immense. Yeah, they're good. Mm.
Good shout. Good shout. Another shout out to Bibbly Bobbly Candle mentioning about bringing booze into the restaurant. So if you got a drink at the bar or from your stateroom or whatever, could you walk into the restaurant with a glass of wine in your hand?
So if it's purchased from the bar, all good. Take it in.
Oh, okay.
No on the Baton Island because you bought it on board,
Mhm.
all fine. You can take it in. If it's from your own personal stash, so that you brought onto the boat, beer is not necessarily okay. I've not checked. I don't know. I couldn't find anything clear about beer. I've never tried it myself. But for bottles of wine or champagne, you'll pay a $29 corking fee to open them and to
Ooh,
have that
okay.
bottle. So it's
Okay.
quite steep. So my recommendation was if you're going to drink wine, I would probably look at like a wine package that they offer. So you
Mhm.
get a bottle per rotational night to enjoy, or just take your drink in with you from the bar and then enjoy your own wine in the room. Save the $30 corkage fee.
That's something I don't think we put on our questions actually, was about the non-soft drink packages, the alcohol packages.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously on the soft drinks, right?
Yeah. So on Disney Cruise Line, soft drinks are fully included. So Coke,
Awesome.
all that stuff just included. You don't have to worry about it. You just do it. If you want alcohol is bought in like a la carte ad hoc type thing. So as you want it,
Okay.
you can purchase wine packages and wine setups prior to your boarding. But if you don't want to, you can just buy them there and then on the boat. So it's kind of as you see fit. They don't have a set like drinks package on Disney Cruise Line.
Easier that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's yeah. And for the kiddos who might not necessarily drink lots of Coke and soft drinks and that, you have to spend the money on them. Whereas on other cruise lines, if someone wants the drinks package, everyone in the stateroom has to buy it.
Oh, interesting.
So like I think in Royal Caribbean's example, it's like if I wanted the drinks package for like soft drinks, but no one else wanted it, I couldn't then just buy it myself. You have to then buy it for everybody.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good on DCL's part.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no root beer on board.
That was going to be my next question. Really, no root beer.
No root beer on board, unfortunately.
Unbelievable.
That is the biggest upset.
Is caffeine Joffrey's?
Joffrey's on board, on tap, as you see fit.
Oh, that again.
Or what I would do if I were you is go into the Cove Cafe in the adult area and treat yourself to a nice coffee.
Are these the coffees where you can get your characters on the phone?
Yes. Or you're on the Wish, so you can get them in Marceline Market. They're everywhere.
Oh wow!
Like so you can get them at Marceline Market. There's a few dotted around the main atrium. Get a nice coffee there. I treat yourself to one every day. Just why not? But if you're gonna just drink like neat black coffee, just get a Joffrey's from the stand. It's all included. But if you want like a nicer coffee with the character printed on it, go get it from there.
Oh, it's got to be done. It's got to be done at least once, definitely. I'm a black coffee drinker, as you know. I have my Joffrey's in the morning. That's fine. But I think we'll have a bougie coffee at some point, won't we?
Yes.
Definitely.
We're going full bougie this trip.
Do it. Just do it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Love it. Excellent. Right, listeners are probably a little bit fed up of us talking about food, so let's talk about entertainment. and the level of quality of entertainment you can find aboard a Disney cruise liner. We mentioned kiddie pools. One of the things we wanted to mention was swimming nappies.
Yeah.
I've heard they might be a no-go for kiddos in swimming nappies if they're not potty trained in pools, which actually makes sense, to be fair.
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately, kids that are not potty trained are not allowed in the main pools or the little kids pools on the ships. It's a hygiene thing. Ships are
Yeah.
very hygiene focused. However, they are allowed in the splash pad. So splash pad is fine.
Okay.
Splash pad's all good. So, but it's just the main pools in case there's an incident or an accident. It's much, they can't have that, unfortunately. So
Makes sense.
for Noah, for example, I would say he'll want to be in the splash pad anyway. The pools on the ships aren't really that exciting. They're quite, because it's a cruise ship, you can't really have like the most extravagant pools.
Yeah.
From a kid's perspective, the splash pad is far more entertaining
Hmm.
than it is the main pool. So they'll have a better time there anyway.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It depends if you can actually fit it into your day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's so much to see and do, and obviously we're going to an island where they can splash around in the sea as well. So it's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
You're not potty trained, I guess, as a kiddo, and yeah, like you said, I think as soon as Noah sees a splash pad, he's going to be running around whether he's potty trained or not by that point.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Pirate Night, is that something which is on every Disney cruise? And one of the other questions we've got with Pirate Night, just thinking about the timing, because we've seen some of the shows are a little bit late when it comes to Pirate Night. If it is on our sailing, are the shows pumped into, say, the TVs in the cabins for maybe myself or Loz, who might have headed back with one of the kiddos for napping?
First thing I'd say is just let them sleep in the pram and enjoy the show. If they're going to sleep, why just let them do it? Just be
Good
those
idea.
parents. It's all good. It's fine. But Pirate Night is on every ship, every itinerary. If they don't do a Pirate Night, they'll do a Frozen Night, so depending on where they're going. But there is
Ah.
some form of a themed night. Most of the time, it's Pirate Night because that's just the night that they love to do. For your itinerary, it will absolutely be Pirate Night. There is no question. It will be Pirate Night.
Awesome.
But they do. So Pirate Night is obviously all things pirate, all things Pirates of the Caribbean themed or Disney pirates all over the ship. They completely overhaul it. Everybody dresses up. You'll get a free bandana. Everyone will get a bandana in the room, and you can really get into the spirit of it. Pirate themed films are on the funnel vision up until the show, and then when the show kicks off, it's it's a show. You've got the fireworks, and then you'll have like a pirate dance party as part of that as well. So I would say even if the kids are tired, try and get them to enjoy it, especially the fireworks at sea. That's a key one.
Yes.
And just enjoy it. And if they go to bed a bit later that night, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh, there's enough sugar aboard to keep them awake. Don't worry
Absolutely. Just feed them a couple of churro Mickey waffles and you'll be good.
Yeah. Awesome. Is it as special as it looks on the vlogs? Is it a must see?
Yeah, it is. The fireworks at sea is probably one of the coolest things you ever think of. It's one of those things like, oh yeah, it's a cool idea, and the advertisement sells it really well. And then you're on the board of the ship and you get it, and you're like, actually, this is really cool. It's a cool concept to watch fireworks with a far less crowded bunch of people. Obviously, a lot of the people are on top deck, but the numbers are still substantially less than, say, Main Street Happily Ever After, where you're completely, sardined in.
Yeah, true.
So you've got more breathing space and you get to have a really nice view of it all. And it's a really cool thing.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely on my wish list. We have to hopefully try and check it out. I'm sure the kiddos can stay awake for that. Just to be able to experience fireworks on a boat is just amazing.
Yeah, there's no hopefully about it, is there?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. Yeah.
We are there. Speaking of shows, the Broadway elite level of shows that a Disney Cruise Line is something that's also on our list for sure. One of the questions that came in was how frequent the shows are. Is it a one and done per day? Are they on multiple times? And what's the best process of getting yourself a seat? Is it limited? How do shows work on a Disney Cruise Line?
Yeah, cool. So there's live entertainment on every night of your sailing. For yourselves on a free nighter, you will have the free Broadway shows, which will be, I think it's Seas Adventure or Adventure of the Sea, I can't remember the name of it, Aladdin and The Little Mermaid are the ones on the Wish. So every night there are 2 showings of the show. And what they do is they work with the rotational dining. So if you're on the 5:30 rotational dining, you will then go to the first showing. And then if you're on the 8 o'clock rotational dining, you'll go to the second showing. Or like, so the way it works is if you're on the 8 o'clock dining, you'll do the show, then eat.
Yeah.
And then if you're on the 5:30, then you'll eat, then you'll do the show. So essentially they do the first show at like, I think it's 6:30, and then they have a half-hour break, then they're on it again. And it all kind of works. So basically, depending on your rotation, depends on which show viewing you get.
It's just a well-oiled machine, isn't it, really? You
It
never really
is,
think
yeah.
about it. Behind the scenes, the way they're, orchestrating all of this is incredible.
Yeah. So when it comes to shows, like it is in Disney World, 30 minutes before, try and get there 30 minutes prior. They'll give you it all works out that you have time to go and see the show and still eat at your rotational dining spot. It
That's
all
cool.
works out like that. So I would always recommend try and get, if you want the best optimal seats you can get, you will never beat concierge guests to the best seats.
Yeah.
You won't do it. They'll always get the best seats because they are the absolute priority, unfortunately. But if you want as good as possible, get there as early as possible, and then you'll get the best seats. But they'll keep letting people in up to 5 minutes before the show starts, unless the theater is full. But they'll tell you that well in advance. But I've never seen it not. But I've never been on a ship and been told there's no space.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that was my worry because as far as I've seen it on various blogs and vlogs and you guys speaking to you guys about it, they seem like must do's. Would you say they're must do's?
They're absolutely must do's. Yeah, absolutely must do's.
That's good to know that it's catered into your rotational dining, so half of the ship are out eating anyway.
Yes, and that's how they do it. Yeah, so they essentially it's like 50 will go to one, and then the 50 go to the other, and then they switch over.
Yeah, good.
So I would absolutely recommend getting there famous for if you really want to watch it. Get there early, get your seats, and then enjoy some of the best Broadway entertainment you can have at sea.
Incredible. Let's bring it back to food, shall we? When it comes to, I tried to get away from it, I can't get away from it. But of course, I'm going to be a bit peckish when we go to the shows. But actually, this was something that you mentioned, wasn't it? Popcorn and how popcorn works. Now, in a Disney park, if you buy some popcorn in a popcorn bucket, you get refillable popcorn at a decent price when you go up for the next time. It's not having to pay full price again. Does that work? Is that a thing on Disney Cruise Line?
It is, which I didn't know because I've never done it, but turns out, I've never. I've always been of the mantra I've paid for all this other food. I don't need to eat popcorn, but actually, but which it makes sense. But actually, I'm like, well, popcorn's like an obsession of mine at Disney, so why am I not doing it? But it turns out, yes, it operates the same as in Disney World. So if you buy a popcorn bucket on the ship, you get a fill with the purchase of the popcorn bucket, and then it works out 150? No, $1.50. It'll work out at $1.50 per refill, plus the cost of a tip, which I would say is probably like 10 cents. So let's say $1.60.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, so it works in the same thing.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, whether I can fit any more popcorn in, but then Disney popcorn is Disney popcorn, isn't it? It's special. So
It is, and also the ships tends to have the most limited edition popcorn buckets that you can't get in the parks.
That's why you put this question in here. Popcorn bucket.
The popcorn buckets that come in, you'll see them and you'll go, wait a minute, that's sold out in the parks, or that doesn't exist in the park. They've stopped selling that in the parks now, and they keep them for ages, and they have really good they have really good editions that you can't get in the parks anymore. So you end up picking them up there. So keep an eye out. You'll get, and they change per vendor. So you have a couple of vendors of popcorn by the Walt Disney Theatre and then the Buena Vista theaters. Check because they have different popcorn buckets as well.
You said you talk about the food, I talk about the merch. It's merch on the brain there.
That extends to popcorn buckets. Yes. Yeah, I can see this. But actually, a tip that I picked up from you about getting popcorn buckets as your merch is you can fit more merch in the popcorn bucket.
Yeah, just stuff them with socks. That's what I do with my all my like washing goes into one. Just stuff it with stuff.
I love it. Okay, yeah. Stay tuned for the next haul of popcorn buckets that come back with us when we finish.
We're going to have to do like a proper unboxing haul. I'm like, and this is what I put in the popcorn bucket today.
Yeah. How many pairs of Adam's socks can I pull out of this stitch popcorn bucket? Oh, look, there's some in the arm, there's some in the leg.
Oh, you know me. As soon as I go on holiday, I'm strictly flip flops, so there'll be no socks to my side. Actually, that's a good point. What about clothing etiquette? Is there a strictly no flip flop wearing in the restaurant?
No, there's no set rule unless you've got a formal night, which you won't because you're under five night sailing. There is no set rule. I would say people do tend to put a bit of effort in for the evening.
Sure.
But there is no, they will not refuse you service. I probably would recommend taking some closed foot shoes for the evening. Just a pair of trainers and some socks is absolutely fine, purely because if it gets pretty busy in the restaurant and someone steps on your foot, you're going to know about it.
Yeah.
But around the ship itself, you're good. Just wear flip flops. You're fine.
Good. The flip flops continue. I have to do it. I've had people speak to me online, and they're like, "You're wearing flip flops in a Disney park. How are you wearing flip flops in a Disney park? Like, where are your New Balance or your On Cloud trainers? Like everyone's wearing at the minute." I'm like, I cannot go to a place that is as warm as Florida and as sunny as Florida and wear shoes. I just can't do it.
You've
I just
never
can't do
done
it.
it in the 16.
You are built different, sir, because I couldn't do it. But yeah, I would say for the evenings, take a pair of trainers. Doesn't have to be like, doesn't need to be formal dress shoes, like suited, booted type thing. You can still wear your shorts, wear a t-shirt, all that sort of good stuff. I would just say take a pair of trainers because I don't know around flip flops. I don't think it's a problem. I'd hate for you to go on that boat and then they go, it's a problem. So just take a pair of trainers and a couple of pairs of socks, just for the sake of saving yourself the headache.
It'll be a headache, but actually what it will actually end up being is a $30 pair of socks in the shop and a $120 pair of Disney feet.
Oh, to be fair,
That's
if
what
you
they'll do.
want, you can take my American Disney Crocs if you'd like. You can take them.
Yes, definitely.
You can take them. I don't want them. I don't want them because I don't want to wear them because I hate them.
You don't like Crocs?
No, I don't like the particular pair of Crocs I have that I had to buy in Hollywood studios out of sheer desperation because my foot was I felt like it's going to fall off. And they cost me $60 and looks like a bald eagle has thrown up on them in the red, white, and blue.
They do look awesome. They do look awesome.
It looks like the best way to describe those Crocs is like Sam Eagle when he's trying to do all thing, from Upper Vision 3D, all nations are great, but mostly America. It's like that has been puked on my Crocs.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh, amazing. I love the fact we've got Muppets in this episode as well. It's great.
Always got Muppet. It's always Muppets, man. Always.
Go watch the Muppets on Disney Plus, people, please.
Please do.
Right, let's steer it back to the entertainment aboard and lounges. There seems to be a whole host of different lounges. There's one, in particularly for me, is the Star Wars lounge has to be one that I go and see. But are they family friendly? Are they something we should probably put the kiddos into, the good old kids club before we go in there, or can they go in them?
So they can go in them. Kids are welcome into the lounges up until 9 p.m.
Right, makes sense.
Anything after 9 p.m, it's over 21s only. Disney Cruise Line operates as an over 21, the drinking age model. Would make sense because it's an American company. But yeah, up to before 9 p.m, kids can go in Star Wars Lounge. They can enjoy all those things, and then they can be scurried on back to the rooms and out of those areas. But if you're having some time of an afternoon and you want to go and check it out, take them in there. Enjoy it.
Good. Excellent. Oh, yeah, I did wonder. 9 o'clock's late as well. Hats off to DCL for doing that because I was maybe 5, maybe if that was a limit. So 9's pretty good.
Yeah, I think you'd be quite sorry from an adult's perspective. The ship goes on till quite late, like 1 p.m. most nights, like quite late. So it gives a good amount of time. But also with the way that the rotational dining's working, all those sorts of things, it just gives those people those kids that time to go and experience, like Hyperspace Lounge, for example. Or go and do the event in the D Lounge. There's plenty of options there for them. So it's good that they do it. So it gives you that time. So, you know, if you need an excuse to put the kids in the kids club to go and have a drink in Hyperspace Lounge, still use that excuse, but you can also take the kiddos as well.
Yeah, good.
What's the deal with trivia on board, AC? Because there seems to be trivia everywhere.
Oh, it's constant.
quiz.
Yeah.
And I want a
It's-
badge.
Good luck. Because you'll get some diehards on there that will get like 100% scoring without fail. It's pretty much, it'll be on the Navigator app. They'll have a host of different trivias for different subjects all over the days, and it will just be on the Navigator app, and it will tell you the location of it as well. So it might be in Tiana's Lounge. It could be anywhere. Brooks Barbary, any of that sort of stuff. It could be that. So just keep an eye on the Navigator app, and it will tell you the times and the subject and the location.
Do you have a trivia badge?
I do not, because I'm not that clever.
Yeah, we got no chance.
No, I don't think we have.
I
any
am that
chance.
clever. I'm not a trivia guy. It's not my game.
No, I love quizzing. Obviously, we've just dropped a quarterly quiz on the Devonshire Dis podcast for people to enjoy. If you do like your Disney quiz, go check that out.
I failed miserably.
Yeah, I'm not great if I'm the person doing the quiz for sure. No. It's one of those things when you put on the spot. It's like, no, I can't remember what that theme song is. Or, no, I don't know what that side kick is.
Unless it's Muppets related, then I'll win.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, if we're ever going to do a quiz anywhere, then and it's Muppet themed, you're coming with.
Yeah. But apart from that, I did one. And it was like Disney parks. I was like, easy, no problems. Miserably failed. Miserably. They come up with like the most ambiguous questions, and you're like, I have no idea. One of them was like a date of a particular part being installed in the Jungle Cruise. I was like, oh.
Is it
And
multiple choice, or is it you need?
No, you just got to know it. And the worst thing is someone got a perfect score of that. I was like, how did you know that? Like, how do you know that?
Were they like an Imagineer who was working on the ride?
I don't know, but they were. Yeah, I don't know.
Hats off to them. Hey, there's a
Hey,
passionate community out
but
there.
you've got to be in it to win it.
That's very true.
So
true.
just go for it and enjoy the experience.
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably be doing some form of quizzing on there, won't we?
Yes.
Definitely. And if we do some quizzing, I'm just going to steer into this topic because we're talking about lounges and kiddos. Kids Club looks fantastic aboard. And that's mainly for us on the opening day, but actually I think the kids would probably enjoy it as well because it's steered to them. But explain opening morning, because obviously as many people who are watching vlogs and many people have heard people who go cruises have spoken about, adults can go in there too on the first day. So how was that experience?
Yeah, so when you get onto your embarkation day, they'll do what they call opening hours. They normally run two or three of them on the first day. And what it means is basically the adults can go in with the kiddos or by themselves and explore all of the Oceaneers Kids Clubs, Vibe, or all of these areas for an hour or so at a time. You get to see what it is, what it looks like, what activities they get to do in there, and just soak up what is probably the best part of a Disney cruise for a child. Really, is those areas. And that's kind of how it works, really. So you'll get on board. It might be between 1 and 2. There's an open hour or open section. So you can just go in there, wash your hands in the machine,
They look cool.
and go and experience it. So on the Wish, you've got like Avenger Center, you've got essentially Galaxy's Edge in there. So you get to go and experience all those things and just enjoy it for an hour or so and realize your kids are going to have the best time in this kids club.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a length of time that kiddos can stay there? Is there a duration?
No, as long as they want.
Well, okay.
So the kids club is open between 8 and 10 every day, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Really? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And essentially, it's a case of parents have to drop them off. So you check them in. They'll get given a magic band, which is like they'll use. You can either give it back at the end of the vacation, or you can pay $20 and then keep it. Entirely up to you. It's just a magic band. So they'll use that to check in and out of the kids club, and that'll be linked to them. And then they'll be linked. Then that profile will then be linked to your navigator apps as the guardians and parents
Okay.
of the kids. So what that essentially means is you have to scan them in. You have to be there to check them in. They can't just walk in and out willy-nilly of the place. And once they're in there until they're done. And then when they decide to leave, or if you set a time to pick them up, then they'll get checked out. And before they can leave, you have to be present to come and get them. So what will happen is, so for any reason, say I don't know, they're in the kids club and something happens, they need to come be collected. You'll get a notification in the navigator app to say, come and get them. You'll go down and get them, check them out and take them away. So at that point, they're not letting kids just leave and running around the ship by themselves. So it's like, from a safety factor, they're really hot on it, and they're really good with it too. Once they're in the kids club, they're safe as houses. Not a problem.
Amazing.
That's reassuring to hear, isn't it? Yeah. I did wonder how the whole notification to parents happened when it came to pickups.
Yeah, it's all done through the app. So make sure your navigator app is set to like ding properly. They'll do all of that with you to make sure it works and test it all. So, you know, there is no risk of it being missed. Obviously, there's like a grace period that they'll let you have from seeing the notification. And the worst case, they'll tannoy for you. You can tannoy. There's an alerting system that they can tannoy for. I've never heard it happen. Never heard it on a ship that they've called for that. The worst case scenario, that could happen. You know, there's plenty of communication option there, but yeah, they'll ring and they'll get you. You come get them.
From what I've seen of those kids club, I would love to spend some time with our kids. It looks incredible. I think we're gonna have to drag them out by their heels because it looks like a real fun time in there.
It is, yeah. We had we did the open hours when we did one, and it was in the Toy Story theme one on the Dream, and then there was like a secret meet and greet with Woody and Jessie that happened at the same time. So and that happens in the kids club. They do like character meet and greets with the kids in the kids club while they're there. They'll just appear. So kids will get these special time meet and greets with characters that can happen, and they can really enjoy those things, you know.
That's cool. I didn't realize they'd have characters in there as well. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I've just thought of another one that we haven't talked on. I've thought two things actually. So I'm just going to sideline. I'm going to say them now so I don't forget them.
Okay.
My first one, with the Navigator app, I assume you have to pay for Wi-Fi on board. How does the Navigator app work if you don't pay for Wi-Fi?
So Navigator app will allow you access regardless of whether you pay for Wi-Fi or not. So the Wi-Fi is set that the code of the app will operate to allow for traffic to go through the Wi-Fi, so it will still operate without cost.
Okay.
That's cool.
So you do not have to purchase the Wi-Fi package to use the Navigator app.
That's good to know. My other sideline, and we talked about this, we just didn't write it down, is photos. Photo pass people on board.
Yes, good question.
Is that a paid for package, or do you pay for your photos individually if they get taken on board?
You can do both. So you can either prepay for a package, so you can pay for like X amount of photos beforehand.
Yep.
And then you can go in at the end, you can have your whole vacation. They can take as many photos as you want. Say you pay for like a 20 photo package. I don't know how much it is, but essentially you could take 50 photos and then you just pick the 20 that you want, and it will then create your allowance and off it goes. Or you can buy them ad hoc as you need.
Okay.
That's interesting.
And are the photo pass people everywhere, or is it really sporadic compared to?
No, they're everywhere. So if they've got like a character out, there'll be someone there taking a photo. In the evenings, in the main atrium, they have lots of like background border areas that they take photos with, and they even have a photo studio on board if you want to do a private photo shoot type thing as well.
Oh,
wow.
Have you ever done the photo pass package?
No, I've always just bought the ones I want individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's purely because we will take one or two that we really like, and that's kind of all we take, and we're like, yeah, that's fine. That's all we need. We don't need to spend for the 10, 15, whatever it is.
Do you have to purchase the individual pictures on ship? Can you do it after the fact?
No, it's got to be on board.
Awesome. And is there the opportunity to purchase it throughout your time there, or is it just on last day?
No, so in the evenings when the shutters area opens like the merch shops and the stuff, so you can when you make purchases and the merchandise over when they're at sea and that, you can then go down to shutters and you can just purchase them as you need and select your packages accordingly.
Oh, cool. That's good to know. Good questions.
Yeah.
Couple of curveballs. I like it. Yeah. You handled well, AC. Well done.
Always.
I'll pipe down there.
No, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Since we're on the topic of taking pictures with characters, what is the general state of play when it comes to characters? How does it work? Is it virtual cues or is it standby lines?
Yeah, so characters are, again, everyone runs through your navigator app. So characters will be mainly time slotted. So you can look in the navigator app for the day and you can say, right, I want to meet these characters. And you can go, there's a whole tab of characters and it will tell you who's out, where they are, and how long they're out for. And most of the time, it'll be the same character in the same location for like 5 or 6 different time slots throughout the day. There's no virtual queues for characters on board. So it's a case of get there, queue up. They're pretty lenient with letting people queue up, and the staff will be very quick to tell you, right, this is the cutoff point.
Okay.
Queues are pretty reasonable and they're quite quick. They don't give you maybe as much time as say like meeting Mickey in Town Square and places like that. You get plenty enough time that you need to get a photograph and an autograph and have a bit of an interaction with them, get a photo with the main like photo pass people and move on. But it's a very efficient system they've got going on. But yeah, there's no virtual queuing. It's a case of if you know they're going to be there, you get there for that time, they'll come out.
Good. 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 Sounds pretty straightforward and simple, which is good.
Yeah, and then you'll get the odd occasional free roaming character. So you'll find
Oh,
on the pirate night, not in the night, but in the daytime of pirate night, people like Captain Hook will start roaming around the ship and things like that. And they
nice.
will just stop randomly and you can have photos of them and bits and pieces.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's been a many moons since I've seen a Captain Hook meet and greet. So yeah, that's sort of awesome to hear.
He is always out on pirate night,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
good. Good. What about the other like themed characters? Obviously, the main guys are all in their nautical best. Is there like is there slots where they're in traditional wear, or are they just all in, say, their captain and say,
Mainly they're in like nautical theme. That's the
yeah,
main. That's like your baseline theme for them.
Mm.
And then what they'll do is if it's pirate night, they'll be in pirate theme.
cool.
And they might alter, and it will depend on what your itinerary is. So when in Europe they do like special outfits for European cruising. In Alaska, they do special special outfits for Alaskan cruising. So it all depends on that. What you'll find is when you're on Castaway, they have special outfits for being on their beach day on Castaway. So
That's
they
amazing.
do alter some certain bits for it.
That's cool, isn't it? Like it could be so easy for them to just be like standard character uniforms,
Mm.
pop I'll pop them on the cruise, pop them on the island, and people are going to love it anyway. The fact that they've actually got their own themed attire for wherever they are in the world as well. If it's because I saw in Alaska that they've got like the yellow sort of like anorak as well, which is just that's so
Yeah,
cool, isn't it? It's so cool.
yeah. I think my favorite one is Goofy in his Quicksilver snowboarding outfit.
See, that's amazing,
So cool.
amazing. Yeah.
That's my favorite one. Yeah,
See, there's a reason why we love this so much, isn't it? It's little things like that. I love it.
yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. We'll make sure we get at least a few characters while aboard, won't we?
A few.
You'll
Well,
get
we try to
plenty.
get everyone.
You'll get them. Yeah.
Right, we spend a lot of time on the ship. Let's talk about actually the destinations, which is all part of Disney Cruise as well. And we have, as part of our 3 night Bahamian cruise, a stop off in Nassau. I think I'm saying that
Mhm.
right. Not sure if that is right.
I say Nassau, but
Nassau.
Nassau.
One of the
Don't know.
two.
One of
Probably
the two.
probably something different. Who knows? But we're heading there. Um, is there much to do? The way that we've thought about this when we've been discussing it is like there is, and we've covered it in the last hour and a bit. There's so much to do aboard. Are we losing time to enjoy the experiences aboard the ship if we're heading off to a port, or would you recommend stepping off to say
So
off?
for Nassau, unless you've got a booked excursion that you really want to do and you're really keen on, my personal opinion is it's not worth getting off at.
Right.
However, that's because I've been a few times, I've seen it. I'm not that bothered about getting off port. For a first time, I would say you should get off for at least an hour and go do a bit of exploring
Yeah.
just to kind of see it. but they have some lovely beaches. You've got the Atlantis Hotel if you want to take an excursion to that there as well. Go and see they got a huge aquarium and a water park there. Additional cost to do, but it's something you can do. For Nassau, my recommendation would be if you're going to look to book an excursion for your first time, do it through DCL, book it through them.
Yeah.
Reason being is you remove that risk of being left behind, or if you're late and there's an incident for any reason that stops you getting back on time, because you're with Disney Cruise Line and you're with the party, it means that they will wait for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can you see that horror story of being late to port and the boat leaves without you?
It's going to be us. It would be us.
So I would say if you're going to do an excursion with Nassau, book one with Disney Cruise Line and do it that way. And just
my toxic trait, watching TikTok videos of the dock runners to get to the cruise ship.
Dock runners. They've got a name.
For you guys, take the day as you see fit. Do I think you're going to really? Are you going to really feel like you're going to walk away and I missed something out? With the younger kids, unless you really want to take them into the beach, probably not. I would say for you guys, maybe take the morning to get off the boat, do a bit of exploring, kind of tick the box, and then go back and enjoy the afternoon on the ship, or the other way around, the morning and then the afternoon off, depending on how you see fit, whatever works for you. I think really, I am a person of, if I go to Nassau, I stay on the boat.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of frequent cruisers do. Yeah.
So as far as amenities that are open on the boat, is the boat fully open and functional?
It is. So everything operates as normal. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the movie theater will be running films, trivia will be going on, lunch and Marketing Market and the pool deck. All the pools are open. The Aquad Mouse will be working. All that stuff functions as you're on. So if you decide you want to have a day on the ship and just enjoy all that, characters will be meeting and greeting on the boat. You'll find that actually it's a lot quieter as well on the ship because a lot of people will come off the boat. So you'll be surprised at what you can probably get done. So there is a good balance. So I would say for you guys, a 50-50 split probably wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah, I think that's probably the sort of angle we'll go. We want to stop off and get a magnet and put feet on the ground to say that we've been there, don't we? But,
yeah, and there's a lovely beach right by the port. It's not, it's that you can walk to. It's all there. I would say it's quite tourist trap pushing as you get off the docks.
I bet it is.
So just be wary of that. Don't get in a taxi with anyone straight off the cuff. Would be my first advice, because they'll try and push you to get in one and you don't need it.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. Yeah, don't get me wrong, like exploring new places, and we'll certainly spend a little bit of time off there, but I'm also more intrigued about what's going on the boat, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and that's where I think you need to go. You get off, have a look around. You might just say, "Oh, we've done our bit. We're happy here. Off we go." You could do what you need to do from a touristy point, getting the magnet, feet on the ground, have a look at it within a couple of hours, and then enjoy the boat again. But you're welcome to go off and on as much as you want. You might get back on and go, actually, I want to quickly go off again. And you are you're well within your rights to do that.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. But so you could just hop on, hop off through the day.
Yeah, you can do what you want. Yeah.
Interesting.
Bit of a tangent. When you get off, what do you need to take with you to say that A, you're on the cruise ship, and B, to show who you are?
Good question.
Yeah, you will need to take identification with you. You'll need your cruise card, which is what they'll provide you, and Disney provide you anyway, because that's what gets you on and off the ship. And you'll need, I think most Americans take driver's license, but for us, you'll need documentation.
So passport.
Yeah,
Okay.
you take all that stuff with you.
Yeah, good. Good question. I wouldn't even thought about asking that, to be honest, but it is, isn't it? Yeah, you makes sense for why, because you just don't.
Yeah.
And any random person just hopping on and saying, "Yeah, I'm part of a Disney cruise."
Yeah, exactly. I get the top tip. I suppose it goes back to the luggage. I forgot to mention, really, when you do your carry-on luggage, make sure all your documentation is in your carry-on.
Yeah.
Don't put it in your check bag, because if you send that check bag off and you haven't got your passport, you ain't getting on the boat.
Yeah, true.
So make sure you've got that to hand. In all of the check-in points, have it to hand. When you're on the boat, put it in the safe.
Do you get a stamp in your passport then if you get off at Nassau?
Oh, I'd have to check my passport. Can't remember. To be honest.
You like a stamp in a passport, don't you?
Yeah. Stamp on a passport. They don't do it very often anymore, do they? But I
No, they don't. Did I?
the old school. I'm from the 90s.
Oh no! Last time I had my old passport, so I have to check.
Yeah.
For a curveball when he can't answer it.
Oh, go on, answer that one. It's not something I'm not really a passport stamp looker. I don't really think about that, to be honest. Let me see if I can get it.
That's free merchandise. That's free merchandise. I like those.
I like free merchandise. Hang on. See if I can get it. Answer the question.
Ain't that where we go through?
Your page just stuck. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's the honest answer for that one. I can't remember.
That was good.
Don't worry.
Throw me off.
Good.
Sorry.
That's all right.
So one place that we are looking forward to heading off the ship for is, of course, Castaway.
Yes.
So we will be dipping our toes in the waters of Castaway for sure. First and foremost, before we get into all the nitty gritty of Castaway, just how special is it from your perspective as someone who's been there?
Oh, it's one of the most special places on earth.
Really?
Hands down. You find me somewhere that's a private island with the weather that you usually get that gives you that level of Disney touch without being in your face, like Magic Kingdom level Disney.
Yeah.
It's you sit on this serene paradise environment. They've shielded the water to the point where it's not necessarily open waters. So it's all very calm, it's collected, it's immaculately clean. It's like it's just like nothing it is that island paradise vibe that you would expect, that perfection, crystal clear water, white sand, luxury environment that you expect.
Wow, that's just sign me up, isn't it? Yeah, that's just sign me up. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited to Castaway. There's obviously a lot of it is obviously white sands and blue seas. Is there any particular locations on the beaches which you'd recommend for families like us?
Yeah, so most of the main beach where the ship sort of ports is like family area.
Okay.
It's all open for everybody, and then you've got Serenity Bay at the back of the island, which you need a tram to get to. You can walk it if you're brave enough. It's a long walk, but that's for over 18s only. But I would say the best location we've always had is you walk the main route, get to see all the bits like in the background of here. This is you walk past this, Mount Rushmore, and then you'll go a bit further on, and then you'll have Pelican Plunge, which is the water slides in the ocean area. Go just a bit past that to the right, and then go past, I think it's the Pelican Point Bar, and that side of it is where we usually set up camp. It's like far enough away, it's close enough to all the amenities that it's like you can walk to go get food and get drinks and all those sorts of things. It's nice and easy, but also it's a bit further out, so as people spread, it doesn't get as built up, whereas a lot of
Yeah.
people kind of come off and go to the first possible section and kind of congregate themselves there.
Yeah.
You're just helping spread yourself out a little bit more and setting yourself a bit further away. But your space is not something you're short on. You're all very spread out. It's all very, you don't feel like you're congested on the island at all, but it just gives you that little bit extra to move around with.
Yeah, cool. That's a good tip. That was a good tip. I would certainly be one of those people that'd be just so overexcited and just go, right, I want to go there
Yeah.
straight with me because now I'm touching the beach. So yeah, I'll try and curb that and steer away a little bit and miss the hustle and bustle.
Yeah. I would also recommend it's a merch purchase, but it's a worth it merch purchase is the cooler bag.
Yes.
So you can buy the Disney Cruise Line cooler bag, and then you can pay. I think it's like it depends on what you fill it up with. You can fill it with water, soft drink, or you can fill it with beer. Depending on what you want. I think it's like $25, $26 for the beer and that. But they fill it with ice, and then you get the cooler bag for this. It's like a waterproof insulated bag. And then basically you'll fill it with beer and that. And as it fills with water, if you need more ice, take it to the bar. They just fill it with ice, so you can keep your drinks
cool.
cold right by the beach. So they'll just go fill it up with ice and stuff for you.
Nice. I think that's a guarantee Loz purchase.
I've got two. I use it. Look, I use them. I use mine for work. So there you go. It's a long functioning thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, AC.
You're welcome.
You're saying it's an investment.
It was an investment. I use mine all the time, and they're excellent. They're really good at keeping things cold.
And I suppose you could put your popcorn buckets inside there as well. So yeah.
Yeah, you could put luggage on luggage on luggage. You put your socks in the popcorn bucket, put your popcorn bucket in the cooler bag, put your
Yeah.
cooler bag in the suitcase.
Yeah, all right. You might win me over with that one. Yeah. Okay. Functional. Yeah.
All three of those are my purchases.
Yeah, they are. And we'll stuff it all in our brand new Disney Cruise Line suitcase.
Excellent. Sounds like you've got a great time ahead of you for that one.
What about snorkeling and hiring of equipment on Castaway? I've seen you can do it. Is it additional charges?
It is. It's an additional charge. It's not included. I would recommend you book that when you're looking at booking excursions early on, just to kind of, again, unlikely that it will run out and you'll have that problem. But if you want to just make sure you have got it, do it earlier. It's a little bit cheaper as well if you do it in advance as well. You can do it as a
Okay.
package, so you can do it all as one big thing. So I would just say do it earlier, but you can do it on the day. It's not a problem.
Awesome, awesome. We've seen a couple of images of like Disney characters under the sea, and
Yeah,
there's a Dumbo ride there as well under the sea.
there
there.
is.
I need to go and see that for sure.
Yeah, so you've got Dumbo, there's Prince Eric, there's a Mickey statue, there's a few other things dotted around. I won't
Yeah,
spoil
cool.
all of them for you and, let you go and explore those as part of it, but definitely go do the snorkeling. You might see a barracuda, might see a turtle. I have seen turtles in there,
Oh,
seen barracudas, and then if you want to, you can pay for extra and do the stingrays as well. They've got like a whole stingray area that you can do it.
I didn't know they had a
Feed
stingray
stingrays,
area.
yeah. It's an extra
Oh,
charge on top, but you can do it. Go feed them and pet them and see them.
interesting. Well, it might be a toss up between the cooler bag or stingrays.
Get away.
Cooler bag.
I agree. Cooler bag all the way.
To save me from another merchandise purchase, beach towels, are they provided on the island?
Certainly are. Take as many as you want.
Love it.
You walk out there will be cast members there waiting for you, holding out towels. They'll just hand them to you as you need them.
This is a different world than Exmouth Beach, isn't it?
Yes,
You
it
know what I
is.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. The only boat you'll be seeing is the cruise ship, not the RNLI boat.
Yeah.
Make it sound like we need such a sheltered life at this point.
We are not in Kansas anymore, are we? Yeah.
No.
Says the man that pretends he's not been eyeing up any of the Castaway Cay beach towels in any of the vlogs we've been watching at this point.
Yeah, I will admit that the merchandise on island looks pretty stunning.
Yeah,
It does
and
look
you can only buy it there. So once you're on there, that if you leave, you ain't getting it again.
No, that's a
It's
dangerous
on
business.
island exclusive stuff. So pick what you want, and if you see it, just get it straight away.
Yeah,
Don't mess around with it. Just do it.
I've been stung too many times in Disney where you see something and you're like, "We're here for 2 weeks. It's fine. I'll see it again tomorrow," and it's invariably gone. So you're
Yeah.
even more limited on the island. So
Yeah, you are, and people do bum rush some of it. If they do like a new launch of anything, it will go. So just, I would say, maybe put your merch shopping at the beginning of the day, get it done early, and it's problem solved. Because here's the things I guarantee you'll end up buying, whether you choose to or not, will be a magnet or a
Absolutely.
pin of some form, because you've got to while you're there. You've got to prove you've been there.
Yep.
You will probably buy the 5K t-shirt, so you did the 5K run,
I've got to do it.
and to say you've done it. And then one of you will end up buying a bucket and spade setup.
This is my other question. It's quite literally my other question.
You will buy the collapsible bucket and spade. I guarantee one, and one of you will buy the big Mickey spade. I guarantee you one of your kids is coming home with that kit.
Yeah, I think so.
I should have said this to you.
You did.
Getting paid.
Yeah,
It's like a necessity on a beach.
and collapsible as well. That's pretty good.
Collapsible. We
Yeah, okay.
currently have it.
You've
We
got one there.
we have it. Yeah, of course we've got it.
He's got the cool bag. Of course, he's got the collapsible bucket.
I don't have the 5K t-shirt. Although I have run the 5K, I don't have the t-shirt.
Okay, tell me about the 5K. Is it grueling in the Caribbean heat?
It's hot. Yeah. Well, no, grueling is probably a bit exaggerated. I think I ran it when I was. God, how old was I? I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 when I ran it, so it was a long time ago. Rolled my ankle in the first 2 minutes of doing it as well, and I still
Oh,
ran it. So it's like if you're doing the run, they'll take you off the ship early and do the run because then you're avoiding the
oh,
crowds of it. So they'll take you off a bit early to do it.
right.
And also because of the temperatures, you'll go and do the 5K run in your speed under 5-6 minutes a kilometer because you're an animal.
I think it was a glitch on the system. It didn't
No,
feel
no, don't
fast
give
when I
me
was
that.
running it.
Don't give me that. So you'll do the run, you'll do the 5K, and then you can either opt to go back on the ship or you can stay off the ship. Entirely up to you.
Oh, interesting. But what about if we both want to do the 5K?
I'm running with the buggy by the looks of it.
So I was running with a buggy.
So you can take the
You can
kiddos
run
off.
with the buggy.
Okay. So
Yeah, you take kids off.
kids can go off as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, someone's doing a 5K with a child.
But you can walk it. There's no one. There's nothing saying you have to run it. There's no time. Like you take as long as you need. So if you walk it, people walk it. People just walk the 5K,
Cool.
and they'll still get the medal. So you could take the kids on that walk, and you'll still get the medal.
Yeah, I'm up for a Castaway medal.
Good to know.
Definitely.
So is that something that we have to tell guest services that we want to do so we get put on a list to go off early to do it, or
There is a booking system. I can't remember how it works. You essentially what they do is they basically say, right, people do all because everyone can do it, and there's no set capacity limit for it either.
Okay.
I think it's a case. Last time it was a case of right, the run starts at this time. You be at the Buena Vista Theatre for this time. We'll take you off, and then you do the run.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago, so it might have changed. I haven't done it since.
Okay, we'll look it up. That's interesting.
Mm.
So there's additional merch for people who've done the 5K other than the mag.
It's there. No one says you have to have done the 5K to purchase the merchandise.
Yeah.
You can just buy it. But there is they they have T-shirts and all these sort of things saying I did the Castaway 5K.
Oh, it's dangerous, isn't it? Dangerous. This is all very dangerous.
Yes.
So after we've done the run and we've gone snorkeling, what about the food options on the island?
Well,
Because
I
we've
hope
done
you're
all these-
hungry because you're going to eat like a champion.
I love it.
So there are three options to eat on the island. You've got cookies, barbecue, cookies to barbecue, and then for the adults only, you've got Serenity Bay barbecue. For you guys, you're not going to worry about Serenity Bay. You're not going to go there unless what you can do is you can put the kids in Skulls Cove Kids Club on the island. There is Kids Club on the island, and it's
Wow, I didn't know
included
that.
as standards. You can just pile them off there for an hour. You could go Serenity Bay and not worry about it. If you wanted to do that, that is an option for you. Again, the Navigator app will work while you're on beach on island. So if you get a notification to come pick them up, you go get it. But you've got that. Basically, what that is, it's going to be all like barbecue fare in burgers, hot dogs, ribs, chicken, cornbread, sides, all that sort of stuff. And it's again as much as you care to enjoy. So just go wild for it. My top
You
tip
will.
will be the ice cream cookie sandwich trick, which is get 2 cookies from the thing, go over to the ice cream dispenser machine, on 2 cookies, bang, big ice cream sandwich.
Yes, that sounds up my street for sure. I'm a Mickey ice cream sandwich over a premium bar, if I'm being honest. So the cookie sandwich trick sounds very good.
And it's big. They're big. So do that. But yeah, that's your food option. So it's all on island. It opens usually around 11 a.m. and it closes around 2:30, I think it is. That's the
Okay.
time frame. So you've got a good window. Just go and enjoy it. Eat as much as you want. The drink fountains will be operating and the ice cream machine will operate throughout the entire day, pretty much. So you can just do that. And then there are plenty of like adult bars in there if you want alcoholic beverages or anything throughout the day.
Awesome. Speaking of drinks, this is a curveball. We didn't mention this pre-chat. Would you recommend taking refillable mugs or some form of refillable cup for the cruise and obviously Castaway and filling it up, or would you just take paper dispense they have?
So Disney don't like you using them because of hygiene, which
Yeah,
is
makes
fair.
sense.
Again, they'll ask you to use the paper cups that are provided.
Mhm.
In all the cruising I've seen where I've taken my own refillable cup and I've taken my resort mug and gone, I'll just sort of like use the plastic cup and fill it up. By the time I get halfway through the second day, I'm just filling up my cup at the fountain, and I've
Yeah.
never had anyone question me for it. to use it.
Interesting.
So people do it all the time. It makes sense. It's a bigger cup because the paper cups are like there's when you get free water in Disney World at the
Yeah.
restaurants, there's little cups. It's just those. That's what they give you
Right.
at the soda machine, so you don't get a huge amount. So most people just fill up their own refillable mugs. So
Yeah.
I would say take a couple. If you've got your resort mugs already from your stay before then, just use those. I wouldn't pack one. You'll end up buying one in the shop anyway, so just use that.
We will. We will. We will. I say we will. Loz will. It's
He
the
would
balance,
put food on
isn't
his,
it?
but his he can't. He's all
Yeah.
covered. He can't even argue what
This
food
is
he
it.
buys. It's all included.
This is the reason why we're going, because my side of it's paid for.
Actually, that's the most expensive part.
Well, no, yeah, that's
Yeah,
very true.
exactly.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that doesn't mean you have full reign in the
Yeah.
merch shops.
But I would say for Castaway, if you've got like a Tervis cup or something like a thermos, like like a Stanley or whatever it is you've got,
Yeah,
take it and just use it, because then you've got a bigger drink, lasts longer. Make sure you drink plenty of water, and you should be good.
good. Is there anything on Castaway that you are like you must do? You must do this on Castaway.
Eat.
I'll be doing that.
No, for me, actually, I find Pelican Plunge, which are the slides, they're really good fun.
Cool.
But you've got to swim out to them. So for Noah, it's probably not up his alley, but there are plenty of like splash pad areas for him to play in and stuff around the area, not necessarily in the water. But I would say the best thing to do is just get one of the chairs that are like so you've got deck chairs, like lay down deck chairs, and you've got regular like sitting chairs. Get one of them, jam it in the water on the shoreline, sit with your feet there, let the kids play in the water, and just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Just
sounds
relax as best you can and soak up all of it.
with a cool bag next to you.
Just soak it up and enjoy it.
Yeah, love it. It sounds like the paradise I imagine it in my mind, and in the backdrop to your picture on here as well. That's
Yeah, just
fab.
don't stress about doing absolutely everything. Just get some food, get some ice cream, have some like drinks on the beach. Just enjoy it as like a really nice beach day with the kids. Go do some snorkeling if you want to, and just relax. Just relax. Don't stress on it. And then that's what makes a Castaway day so perfect, is that Disney magic, but you're also just shutting down and relaxing for the day.
Yeah, great. I'm pretty excited for the Castaway day. I'm not gonna lie. How about you?
Completely sold it.
Yeah, definitely. Mission accomplished. The one thing I don't really want to talk about, but it still is magical, you're not off the ship yet, is disembarking on that
Yeah.
final day. Now, we've mentioned churro waffles, which will definitely happen, but what about brekkie? How does it work?
Yeah, so there's two ways that you disembark on a Disney cruise. You either have express checkout, where you keep your bags with you and you will leave at an earlier time in the morning, so you just walk straight off the ship. Once you get called for express checkout, if you do that, you've got to leave. But you are allowed to take your bags, go up to like Marsden Market, get breakfast, or go to, it will be 1923, I'd imagine. Go get breakfast there, and it's like a farewell breakfast, and off you go. And you leave. Or if you checked your bags in, which you would have done the night before, you would have been given some tags in your room with a character on them. You just tie them onto your bag, leave them outside before 10 p.m. the night before. They'll take them, and then they'll have them taken off the ship for you. So you must leave your stateroom at 8 a.m. That's the first thing you've got to do. 8 a.m. is the latest you are allowed in your stateroom, and then you'll be kicked out. And then depending on your character and depending on your call out session will depend on when you leave. Essentially, they'll just go down the list of characters, but you're not to leave. They recommend you don't leave until your character's been called, because otherwise your bags might not be ready.
True.
So you'll have time to get breakfast in the morning. It's buffet breakfast. You're up at Marsden Markets. You can eat as much as you like, do all of that, and disembark, and that's it. Go through customs, and that makes sure, again, all your legal documentation, your passports and that are in your carry-on luggage, and you've got them with you, so you don't have to try and deal with that problem. And then you go through, get your bags, and off you go.
Great. It sounds efficient. They've got to turn around. They've got to turn around for another cruise, which is heading out probably the same day, I guess.
They do, yeah.
It is a well-oiled machine, that's for sure.
Yes.
My word. What about tipping options at the end? Is it something which, for your stateroom host, your dining host, how does tipping work? Can you do it at the end as like a accumulated gratuity?
Yes. So you can now prepay for your gratuities before you embark.
Okay.
So the Disney Cruise Line set like a baseline per person cost for tipping. So you'll tip 4 people, which will be your stateroom host, your server, your assistant server, and the one that I questioned because I don't see the point in it is the head server. They come to your table every night and say hello. Is it worth the $8 tip I've got to give them at the end? No, but I'm not really sad enough to argue it. So you'll be given so you can prepay that ahead of time, and that's done. Or what you'll do is you'll be given four like a sheet of paper on the last night with 4 tear off slips in there with a set number on there, which is the gratuity cost that they set
Okay.
for each person. What you'll do is you'll get 4 envelopes with the name of, like, they will say stateroom host, server, assistant server, head server on it. You put the slips into the right one. Then your options are you leave them in the room and they'll just get collected and handed out, or you can give them to the person personally as a thank you and say thank you for your service type thing.
Sure.
And then if you haven't prepaid, those will then get tacked on at the end as your final bill.
Right.
And then
Right.
just taken off your payment card option. If you haven't set a credit card to your stateroom, you have to go to guest services the night before, queue up in what I would say is the most biblical queue you'll have to pay that gratuity. So my recommendation would be put a card on your stateroom and don't worry, and accept you can get a so when it comes to paying for anything on the ship, it has to go through the stateroom and the card. You can't just pay with cash and card. In the merch shops, anything all goes through your stateroom card.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll get a final bill that you tack on at the end. So if you may as well just put the card on and deal with it at the end and you'll get a final bill come through that on the last night telling you how much you spent. Adam will faint when he sees how much merch has been bought.
I will.
But the bill for the gratuity will be tacked onto that as well.
Okay.
But you would just leave the ship and then they'll just charge the card accordingly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't worry about that.
That makes sense. I'm glad there's options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you feel for any reason that the service has not been the standard of paying a gratuity, you can also, of course, go to guest services and check that.
Yeah. I've got a feeling we're going to be wowed by the level of service from what you've described tonight and what we've spoken about in the past. Wow, it sounds like you described at the start of this episode that it is just that Disney magic on another level. So I'm sure they're going to be worth the gratuity that guests such as ourselves will give them for the length of the stay, and it just sounds magical, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just 5-star service, isn't it? By the sounds of it.
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's the Disney customer service you sort of expect at the resorts, cranked to 10 and some more. They can never do enough for you. And regardless of what room you're staying, whether it's an inside or concierge, you're treated like royalty from start to finish.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And this has been incredible, AC. I appreciate you jumping on and spending a good couple of hours trying to answer a lot of questions that we had, listeners of the Devonshire Dis podcast and people who have liaised with me on Insta. I know it's going to help a load of people out there as well as us in trying to navigate what a Disney cruise line is and how special it is and how to make it even more special while we're aboard. So I appreciate you jumping on.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. I'm always here to help and answer any questions as for you guys as first time cruisers, help just kind of make it as smooth sailing as possible for yourselves and, make it a really memorable experience for you.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Listeners, I will also drop AC's Insta handle, Sailing Away Podcast, on the show notes. So if you are looking for any other questions that need to be answered, I implore you to go to our resident DCL guru and he will have the answer for you. So please do.
What a title. DCL guru.
DCL
what
guru.
A title. I love it.
I've got I can't be DVC because Kev took that, so I've got to, I've got to have something.
No, absolutely, absolutely. You are our go-to when it comes to cruise line, and also the Disloads go-to for the cruise line as well. So make sure you are listening to all of the latest cruise news. There's been a lot of it of late. You can hear all of that on the Disload podcast from AC. Like you just mentioned, Kev covers the DVC. So for DVC members, there is DVC news as well. Disneyland Paris has got a lot going for it, especially this month. There's going to be a whole new name and a whole new land. We cover Disneyland Paris, and of course, we also cover through Luke the magical place on earth, which is Walt Disney World too. So go check out the Disload podcast. We've got 139 days until we aboard the Disney Wish, so we have
I can't
plenty of
wait.
time to ask you for any sort of additional questions. And if we do ask any additional questions, I will make sure that I post them on our Insta, so listeners can also get those additional questions from yourself, AC, as well. So be warned, this may not be the end.
That's fine. You can answer. You can ask me as many questions as you want. There's no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to Disney Cruise Line.
Love it. Love it. Thank you kindly. We massively appreciate it. Loz, thank you kindly for joining me as well again today.
Oh, you're always welcome.
And I think you're pretty set when it comes to the questions that you want answered, and also the amount of merchandise that we are no doubt going to come home with.
I'm just glad someone backed my corner on the cool box and the bucket, to be honest.
It's gonna happen. It was always gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Okay, I surrender. I surrender. Listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, subscribe to the Devonshire Dis podcast wherever you are listening to, and make sure you share it amongst your friends and on the socials. As I mentioned, do go check out the Disload for the latest news from the parks, DVC, and cruises. If you like Disney TikTok, we have a TikTok. Again, will never understand it, but we do have a TikTok. We have a YouTube channel. So go check out Devonshire Dis across all of those different social media streams. That's it for now. We will be back in April. Thanks once again, AC, Loz. We'll see you next time.
See you soon, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Adios.
We're not going to Italy.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. That's the next.
Not
cruise.
yet.
Oh, it's happened. It's happened.
Mic drop.
Surprise.